Longines. Elegance is an attitude.
Welcome to the world's best airline, where the journey begins before you fly, where lounges are a destination in themselves, and your world is always within reach. A place where you're looked after, and the smallest details bring the biggest smiles. This is Qatar Airways, the world's best for a record 9th time.
كيف ممكن توصف شعور؟ ما في كلام يوصفه. مشاعر ما يلزمها وصف. لما تحس بشعور جديد كل اللي عليك تسمح له يقودك.
The Leaderboard app, your smart platform for managing your healthcare services at Hamad Medical Corporation. To register, download the Leaderboard app from the App Store. Log in using your Qatar National Authentication ID. Enable fingerprint or facial recognition for easy login. Then enable notifications to receive appointment alerts and changes. With the app, you can view upcoming medical appointments with ease, reschedule or cancel appointments with just one step, view your medical file, test results, and prescriptions, self-assess your health using artificial intelligence technology. Leaderboard, your smart platform for better healthcare.
We are here to assist on the field, on the sidelines. From training to go time, we help set up the shot so that you can take it. And your victory is also ours. At Aspetar, our purpose is to assist you whenever and wherever you need it. With state-of-the-art facilities and services, and staffed by some of the world's leading sports medicine experts, We are here to maximize your training and health so that you can maximize your win. Because our mission is to help you achieve your full potential. Meet Aspetar, the future of elite sports, all under one roof. Discover more on aspetar.com.
A book, a desk, a teacher. For some, a classroom is a given. But for many around the world, it remains out of reach. Yet, we've always come forward to change that. Education above all is dedicated to making quality education accessible to all. Because when a child learns, they don't just change their future.
I want to be a pilot. I've dreamt of being a scientist.
I want to work where I can help people.
They change the world around them.
صدح صوت الحوافر وسمعتها الخيل والفرسان. وصل لأقصى بقاع الأرض، صدى صوته ملا الأقطار طول وعرض. تسابق له من اللهفة بنات الريح، ما تقف لو تسير الريح عكس الريح. من الصحراء تشوف الناس ضحضاح السراب أسراب، تلاحظ في ملامحها الغريبة حالة استغراب، تحدد وجهة الصوت اللي يصداه وصلت الأسماع، وعلى الوجهة ما تدري عن بعضها وتتفق بإجماع. تجي من كل دار وكل صوب، ترابط بين أحاسيس وقلوب، تجمعنا الهواية والمحبة هنا من حيث تجتمع الشعوب.
Welcome to Doha for day 3 of CSI Alshaqab presented by Longines. This is one of only 5 events of its kind in the world. And yesterday we brought you 3-star and 5-star show jumping action, as well as some of the para-dressage competitors kicking off their week. Let's take a look though at how yesterday played out.
Brilliant. And we've seen older horses at the Olympics competing at the highest possible level. He's not hanging around here now. Neat and tidy back. Lets him gallop through the corner. 20 years of age, he's seen it all. Now this is very, very quick. We can sit up now and keep an eye on this. Now stay on the pattern, 6 up to the double. Comes in on the, come out on the left-hand side. Yeah, gallop around the corner. He can't get any closer to the wing than that. That's as neat as you can be. Now what's he going to do here? Very sensible, I think. Go to 7, go to 8 to the double. Neat in. Oh, he's good, this old boy. He knows his job. Look, just galloping through the corner now. Second last coming up. Jumps that brilliantly. Now he's galloping towards the last. Have we a contender?
One from home, the time to beat is 61.91. He's 2.5 seconds quicker. We have a new leader as Khaled Al-Haidi goes into the top spot.
My horse was jumping very fast, fantastic today, and I think he was in his day. And he have 20 years old, he have experience, and that's it.
Hello, Jefferson. It's Scott Brash.
Yeah, right to left on the first fence. He's going to go left to right on the second fence. Has a little rub on that. Now watch this. Keeps coming, keeps coming, keeps coming. Now he comes on the 7. Goes high, has a little rub. Goes 8. But he's so quick across the ground. Watch this horse. And look at him bat his feet on the ground. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, he jumps it. Okay, this is there or thereabouts. We got to see he's up on the clock. Now, can he bring it home? Again, in on the left, out on the right. And boy, he's galloping at the last. Here we go, coming to the last fence. He's flat out.
The answer to that is yes. Yes, he can go quicker than what was the leading time. The world #1 is again tonight in that top spot.
Well, we are at the 3rd day of competition at CSI Alshaqab presented by Longines. And what a day we had yesterday. Great to see some of those moments from those big classes yesterday. 2 fantastic wins, and your world #1, Scott Brash, remains on top form, taking the title in yesterday's big feature class. We're expecting to see him again later on tonight, and he certainly, as ever, will be one to watch. Of course, we are midway through this Doha Equestrian Tour. We're bringing together some of the very best in international show jumping, some real stars of the sport, together with some of the stars of dressage and para-dressage as well. And so we turn from one world #1 to another. We caught up with Fiona Howard earlier on.
I'm Fiona Howard. My horse is Ferguson, and I'm riding in the Grade 2 CPDI para-dressage. My mother rode horses when she was younger, and she absolutely did not want me to ride horses. She was like, no way. But from the age of 3, I was like, I want to ride a pony. She decided to put me on a naughty little Welsh pony and thought, it's fine. She'll ride this pony, she'll hate it, and then she won't want to do it anymore. I fell off, and my mum thought, great, she won't want to do this again. They picked me up out of the mud, and I said, I want to keep going. And she was like, oh no. And that was kind of the beginning. I grew up doing dressage, eventing, and then I also did reining and some AQHA stuff. But then after my disease progressed, I decided that I really wanted to kind of stick to para-dressage. And that was in 2021 that I started competing para-dressage, and then started international competition in 2022. My first international competition was phenomenal. I rode a horse that I borrowed. I'd only ridden it about 3 times before we went, and we finished with some really wonderful scores. And I really went into para thinking, I just want to get back into the competition arena. I want to be the best I can be at this. Horses have always been so special to me, and I love the sport. I just wanted to have fun, do my best, and enjoy the journey. And then in 2023, people kind of started saying, hey, you could make the Paris team. And I was like, you know, I'm just enjoying the journey here. Like, I'm traveling with my horses and just training, kind of kept improving and building my scores. And then 2024 came around and I made the Paris team and had the most fairy tale magical Paralympic Games. And then it's just kind of kept going from there. So it's been amazing. I love the horses. They always come first for me. I love the sport, but they're kind of the really special part of it. They give me a freedom that my body does not give me. I think when things got really difficult, they were just kind of that constant light for me. And again, this past year in 2025, when I had so many surgeries, it was just like having the goal of getting back to them that really helped get me through. I think also I love proving to myself that I'm able to do this, that my disease and conditions are not, like, they don't define who I am as a person.
Well, great to hear those really inspirational stories from some of our athletes. It really is all about the partnership with their horses, and what a fantastic journey Fiona Howard has been on. Fantastic to hear from her. Of course, she's been performing extremely well this week, picking up 2 wins already. We will turn our attention, though, back to the show jumping arena. The stage is set in the Longines outdoor arena just behind me. And once again, the course has been designed by Uliano Vetzani. He's been setting some very tricky tests throughout the week for our competitors, and I have no doubt that he will have done the same again tonight. We're just ahead of the 3-star competition. Of course, 2 big speed classes to come for you this evening. And once again, our analyst Tom Frayne is down on the grounds to take a closer look at tonight's course.
Thank you, Hannah. We're here in the main arena. Our first class this evening is a 3-star, 1.45 meter, 1-round speed class. So it's a table A class. We're going to start. Our first fence is up on the far side of the arena. It's this beautiful Arabian fence with those big wings. It's a nice oxer with a bending line left to a tall vertical here at fence number 2. Oh, maybe 9 strides there. Then they're going to turn right-handed on another bending line to an oxer. It's quite tall, but it's not particularly wide, but it goes up against the end of the arena, so that'll pose a little bit of a challenge for some of the horses. They need to concentrate on that fence. Jump fence number 3, swing right-handed past the gate, and they have a tall vertical here that they're going to jump coming away from the gate, so that's going to mean that they're going to have to keep their leg on and be very motivated. They have a related distance then from 4 to 5. It's 8 strides they'll take up here from 4 to 5. There's a water tray underneath this. Again, we've seen that being used to great effect by the course builder. You can see there's a little bit of water in it, so there's a small glare from the lights. And we'll have to watch some of the younger horses and see if that has an effect on them. Bending line left, and this is where they have the first of the choices that they make. You can see fence number 6, the number is in the middle, and the flags are both to the left and right. So the riders have a choice here, whether they want to jump the left side or the right-hand side. The fence is made up slightly differently. If we just look at it here, we have a little gate on the left-hand option at the bottom and then 2 poles. On the right-hand option, we have a much bigger gate with 2 poles. It's the same size, but the choice that the riders have to make and the advantage they have, if you jump this more open, spacier fence, you have a less ground to cover on your rollback to fence number 7, which is here, the Equine Veterinary Medical Centre. So a lot of the riders, if they're trying to be competitive, are going to take an option here, go on the left-hand side, jump that fence and then ride the rollback. And then from 7 to 8, we have an 8-stride pattern. It's not perfectly straight. The rider's going to have to drift a little bit to the right to get straight for this oxer. It's quite big and it's quite wide, so they'll really want to be careful. They have to move their horse a little bit onto the line, make sure they're nice and straight. And you can see this is a decent fence in the middle of the track. Now we have a bending line right to a decent oxer. Again, it'll be an 8-stride pattern. If somebody's going to be particularly quick, they have an option to try and leave out a stride on this. But if they want to do that, they should do it very, very early so they don't get dragged down towards the yellow sports car and waste time on the rollback. You can see the guys walking the course here as they come back to the vertical. They're going to come inside the ExxonMobil oxer. That's actually a little bit further down the ring. They don't need to go out past that. And now we come up to the combination. We can see here it's later in the course, fence number 11. Related distance up to it. They'll be coming up here in 6 strides. And what you have here is you have an oxer coming in. Little bit rampy. What I mean by that is that the back rail is a little bit higher than the front rail. It'll make it easier for the horses to see. Then we'll have 1 stride to a vertical. And you just watch the riders as they walk it. So 9 of my paces, and that'll be loads of space for these horses so they can carry a little bit of momentum in. And now we'll have 2 strides from this vertical to the last vertical. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, approximately 12 and a half yards. And that'll give them plenty of space to come out here. This isn't the last fence though. When they've landed here, they have a related distance to a decent oxer at fence number 12, and that's the last jump that they're going to take. So we've got 65 horse rider combinations coming to post here this evening. Again, like a lot of the classes that we've had, we'll have a mixture of both young riders, young horses, older riders, more experienced horses, horses that are coming into the ring this evening just to jump around, get a little bit, freshen them up a little bit. We'll have a number of the younger riders who'll be coming in here for a bit more experience. So we'll have a variety of aims and goals that the riders will be trying to achieve. And we'll have to wait and see how they sort themselves out through the track. We've plenty to look forward to here. As I say, we have a lot of rider combinations coming forward. We'll see how the class plays out. We'll have a quick look around and see if we can have a chat with some of the riders. Max, can we just get your impression on the track, please? What do you think it is?
Sorry?
Well, could you give me your impressions of the course, having just walked it, please?
Yeah, it's a 145 class. I ride my best horse, actually, Electric Blue. But for him, I use it a little bit as a warm-up and to get into it. He had a longer rest now and is here now the 2nd week in Doha to get him back in shape. And this is one of the steps here to get him back in shape for me with him.
There's a great opportunity here to do exactly that, to bring your good horse here to this big arena and actually introduce him back into the 2026 season. You must have great plans for him this year.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, we have big plans. Let's hope we can fulfill them. We have World Equestrian Games in Aachen this year, and he should be the one for this one. And we really enjoy it being here. It's fantastic weather. We have very good conditions to train our horses. I mean, at home, where I come from south of Germany, we have a lot of snow at the moment. We can only move the horses indoors, and so it's great to be here.
Well, look, it is an example of one of the world-class horses we're going to get to see competing here this evening. The very best of luck. Thank you for your time. There you go. It's an example of one of the world-class horses, world-class rider we're going to see here in the main arena in our first class. So thank you very much, Max, for your time, and we'll hand over Hannah back in the studio.
Well, thanks so much, Tom. Great to get that insight into tonight's track and to see, of course, some of the stars of the sport also taking part in our 3-star competition. Of course, it's a great opportunity for them to get some of their up-and-coming horses used to an arena like this. We're going to continue with the Austrian theme and turn from Max Kuehner to my guest in the studio, Pippo Pusch, who, of course, is one of the stars of the para dressage this week. Pippo, thank you so much for joining us.
It's a pleasure to come here. Thank you.
Now, just a moment ago, you were telling me you've been here a lot of times now.
Yes, many years I'm here. I see the progress, and not only the progress with the facilities, also the positive riding and well-educated young Qatari riders. It's really great to see this.
And how is it then to compete at the CHI with, those dressage riders, the jumping riders here as well?
That's the great thing. We are all horse people, and with good riders around, you try your riding improve more and try self more hard to do. And that's the important thing. And I think together with all these colleagues in the different disciplines, that is what we want.
Absolutely. What a great atmosphere it is. Let's turn our attention then to your tests that you've had so far this week. How has that been going for you? I think we have a few images actually to have a look at as well.
Yeah, it's the first show after a long break. So I had a little bit of problem in the autumn. So after nearly half a year is the first show. So we have to continue, and it was the first time to be out. So it was not a big result, but I'm happy.
And talk to me about this horse then. How long have you had this one?
Yeah, he did 2018 in Tryon, the first World Equestrian Games. And that's many years. And he's now 18. And he's an ex-eventer and a lot of blood, so he's really fit and wants to go.
So is it quite difficult then to keep him calm in the arena here?
Yes. What he not really like is applause, and that makes sometimes the things harder on the big competition. But on the other way, he take care of me. If I'm not in the balance, he run under me and help me. And we are really an old couple, so that's the great thing.
Sounds like you have a lovely relationship.
Yes, every rider have with the horse a relationship, and especially with him, he wants always to please, and I have not to think too much. He tried everything to do too early, and if I have a transition by sea, I have not to think in the corner about this, so he make the transition in the corner, so that's my problem.
A very smart horse by the sound of it.
Yeah, he's sound and he like to travel, he like to fly. You don't hear him on the lorry or something, and he like to go out and to be on the show.
We can't wait to see you later in the week. Talk to me about your freestyle then. What can we expect?
Yeah, Sailor's Blue goes with jazz music, Rhapsody in Blue for Sailor's Blue.
Fantastic. Sounds great. I want to ask you a little bit as well, because in your group, you have a younger rider in there. Fiona Howard, I believe, is in the same group. It's great, isn't it, to have these up-and-coming riders here as well?
Yeah, it's super. And I like to compete. For me, it's important, not the result, it's the harmony with my horse. And if I have a good connection with my horse, I can do a lot. On the other way, he did silver in Tokyo and was a European champion from Rotterdam, so he can do it. But we have only to find us more together, and it's super. Fiona is here, and Fiona is a nice colleague, and that I think is really good. We are in these para teams. We are not fighting. We are helping each other, and that's the important thing.
Now, thinking about those competitions, you've competed at so many championships and, a real icon of the sport. Talk to me about how it is to travel with the horse. How is it to travel with the horse?
To travel with the horse, yes. Important is the groom. So the groom is with the horse in the plane. But also, if you are with the horse on a championship or by travel, you really get more and more team, and you know more and more what the horse likes. If they like more hay, less hay, more cattle, or whatever, and that's the good thing, and it's the important thing. It's a progress.
And finally, how are you enjoying your time in Doha and these facilities here?
Yeah, it's outstanding. And everyone is friendly and everyone is horsey. So you see that there are everywhere rubber mats, there's everything, the best food, the best bedding, everything is here. And that's the important thing, and it's great.
Fantastic. We're so pleased that you're having such a good time here, and it's a real pleasure to have you here and to see you here again.
Thank you so much, and all the best.
Thank you so much. Well, wonderful to get some insights from a fantastic one of our para riders here, Pepo Puig, who really has had such an impressive career, and how wonderful to have him competing with us in Doha among this really illustrious list of the para dressage athletes. We, of course, have had some seriously impressive competitors in our CDI, in our 5-star dressage as well. The likes of Carl Hester from Great Britain. He has been here. If you've missed any of that, of course, those tests are now available for you to watch on demand. Looking ahead then to this evening, of course, we have this 3-star speed competition beginning in just a few moments' time. Later on, we turn to a 5-star speed competition. So as Tom was alluding to a little earlier on, it's all about the pace. Some of these courses are not quite as technical as our Grand Prix, but they certainly can catch our riders out as they try to race around these tracks in the fastest time. Of course, all about keeping those fences up and doing so not only within the time allowed, but this time being the fastest to do so. Later on this evening, we also have a jump and drive competition. That will be a little later on and is sure to be a very exciting competition as well. The stage is set then, and the riders have walked the course in the arena. We are moments away from beginning the first class of the evening. Of course, day 3 here at CHI Alshaqab, presented by Longines. And with that in mind, I'll hand over to our teams, Killian Thornton leading our broadcast with Tom Frayne and John Stokes in the arena for you to take you through the sport.
Good evening from the heart of Doha, where the silhouette of the Longines Arena meets the serenity of a desert night. Tonight is not just about sport, it's about tradition, where we are on the 3rd day of Holy Month of Ramadan, and there is a unique spiritual energy hanging in the air. While the city of Doha observes the quiet reflection of the fast, here at Alshaqab, the evening brings a vibrant second life. Families have gathered, the Tariya prayers have concluded, and now the cradle of equestrian excellence prepares to ignite. 21 nations will be represented by the athletes presenting to the sand tonight, all chasing a share of the €29,000 purse in our opening act. This is where the elegance of Qatari heritage meets the raw power of international show jumping. Well, that is the man who is leading the course design team, Uolano Vitasny, with a height of 1.45 meters, 12 obstacles with 14 efforts. Our feature for the next 2.5 hours is that 3-star competition. 65 starts, no jump off, no second chances. To guide them through this minefield, we have the maestro himself, Italy's Uolano Vitasny. There you've seen, leading a world-class team of builders. In a 1-round speed class, his philosophy is clear. He isn't looking for a big jump from any of these riders displayed on your screen. He's looking for the tightest turn. With 21 nations represented, from the local heroes of Qatar and Jordan to the speed specialists of Europe, the strategy is simple: land and turn. Vitasny has used the massive expanse of this arena to tempt riders into a long gallop, but the traps are hidden in the short distances to the technical verticals. One rub of the timber and your podium dreams are over. In this field of 64, the winner will likely be decided by less than 1/10 of a second. But the 3-star speed is just the beginning of a triple threat Friday. At 9:30 here, Qatari time, the giants of the 5-star circuit return for their own 1-round speed battle. We've seen Scott Brash dominate the last 2 nights. They set the pace earlier in the week, and tonight they'll be looking to lay down a marker, or he will, before tomorrow night's Grand Prix. The air will be electric as the heights go up to 1.50 meters. These are the world's top ranked combinations. And in a false and time, or a 1-round speed format, expect nothing less than total commitment. Great to see some faces gathered around the arena, enjoying the hospitality of Qatar. For those of us that will be joining us into the late hours, we have the ultimate crowd pleaser to close the night at about 11:15. Correction, 11:45 midnight even, 23:45. That's our 3-star jump and jive. That's exactly what it sounds. Half the course on 4 legs, half the course on 4 wheels. It's a high stakes, it's hilarious, and it's the perfect end to day 3 of Ramadan. 65 riders are ready. The Maestro's course is set and the desert night is calling. Welcome to Friday at the CHI of Alshaqab, presented by Longines. Salam alaikum and Ramadan Kareem. The first one is in. We're ready to get on the way. It's a rider and a combination that placed 4th in the 3-star one-round speed yesterday for Egypt. With a 12-year-old stallion he owns is Ali Osama Al-Zagani and Obama Van de Bachuva. So we will have a look at the course as we progress through this. We'll be able to see if any of these riders are going for it right from the get-go. They need to set a strong pace, as that is a knockdown at fence number 5. The Water Tray Oxers decided to pull up there after that little disturbance. He's a tip of the hat, and I believe he is going to retire there. You can see that on the slow-mo just going in. And then the hesitation, maybe a little bit of the reflection as Tom outlined in the course preview, sitting in that water tray. Not quite sure if he is in fact going to continue jumping. Opts for the right hand of fence number 6 obstacle, of which there's 2 optional sides, left or right there. And joining me in the commentary box is our analyst for tonight, Tom Frey.
Thank you, Killian. Good to be here.
Busy night ahead. 3-star one-round speed, 5-star one-round speed, and then we finish with the jump and drive. What are you most looking forward to?
There's some very nice horses in this class. Obviously the 5-star is going to be very competitive. That's the best of the best. But it's nice to kind of have a look at the 3-star and see what budding superstars are in there, both equine and human. See what's coming through for the next generation. Again, we spoke to Max Kuehner. He's bringing out Electric Blue, so there's every now and then there's a little superstar just thrown in there just for a particular purpose, either to get them fit, get them fresh. So there's plenty for us to look at in this class. It'll keep us interested.
We go now to the winner of the 3-star one-round speed, a height of 1.30 m here yesterday. He's already had 3 top 7 performances this week. Khaled Al-Haydi and Capuin, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, he was perfect, really good yesterday, and he sets off again with real purpose. This is a 20-year-old we admired so much yesterday, really fresh in himself. Now, big water tray here, no bother to this old boy, he knows his job. Now, you can see a little bit of control, jumps the left-hand style. And again, he was quick everywhere yesterday, and he starts off the same. 6 strides across here. 7. Now there's a roll back here again. He executed brilliantly yesterday. He's done the same again. Good shot, unfortunately. Up to the combination. 1 stride, 2 strides. Whoops, well, meant to be 2 strides. Last fence coming up, just unraveled today. He was perfect yesterday. He was the outright winner. Did a brilliant job yesterday. I just think maybe today just got a little bit away from him. You can just see here, this is the roll back. He was really good up to that. Just horse had it in front on the way up and then into the combination. Jumps the middle part here, but again, just picks up out of his hand at the last part.
Well, that is how quickly it can change from day to day. It's a very dynamic sport, as it is 12 false then for Khaled Al-Haydi and 59.92. Proceeding to a rider that was top 6 after a stellar performance in last night's big feature class. And he got into the jump off. He was last to go in that jump off, opted for a more steady pace, but still a superstar across the last 6 weeks of jumping here. Philipp Weishaupt goes with Mastermind or L for Germany.
It's a 12-year-old gelding by my Lord Carthago, out of a Calvaro, out of Alcatraz mare, I should say. Again, Philipp is very, very busy on the tour, riding a lot of horses, using every opportunity to get these horses into the ring. You can see this isn't going to be a winning round.
So talk us through that, Tom, for some of the viewers across the network. Why would some decide to go in to win the competition, but also some that, like Philipp here, what's going through their mind?
Well, this is a horse that they've just recently bought off Torben Kulbrand, a German rider. We saw him ride this horse last year up to Grand Prix level, and he rode it here in the first couple of weeks. Has changed ownership recently, now moved across to Ludger's stable. So here we have an opportunity for Philipp to get in and ride this horse and get a bit of experience on it, you know, create a relationship, get a feel for the horse. Torben had done a brilliant job producing it from a young horse, bringing it all the way through. So he's parted company now, job done, and he hands it over to the next yard, and they're going to take it forward from here. It's a very talented horse. Philipp is just using the opportunity to get a feel for the horse, really.
First clear of tonight goes to Philipp Weishaupt with Mastermind Orel. Steady pace there, 71.49.
Yeah, you can see, look there, the horse with the water tray. If in doubt, he just goes high. He's a proper Grand Prix horse. It won't be long before we see him in the 3-star Grand Prix, and then I'm sure he'll move him up to 5-star fairly quickly.
Well, from the 6th place from last night's jump off to now, the rider that was placed second in that feature class, it's Hansi Dreher with Harley de la Sense, Germany.
Yeah, nips up the first distance, leaves out of stride, very comfortable. This is a very competitive horse. Hansi's been there or thereabouts in a few of these speed classes already. You can see really light-bodied horse, very quick across the ground, light at the jump and just really scopy, but just quick across the ground, very balanced on these turnbacks. If he can keep it together, he will be competitive. 6 strides. 7, 8 to the Oxer, now sets up the rollback. Well executed. 5, 6 up to the combination, pops in, little support, 2 strides here. Oh, has a good rub. Unfortunately, he just pushed it out of the cups. Last fence coming up, time would have been very good.
Very disappointing there, just the second last fence. So will incur the 4 just in 63.07. Hans-Dieter Dreher and Harley de la Sense.
Yeah, I would have set a really good target. Here we come up to the combination. You can see supports on that, 2 strides here. Just the off 4, just not even with the near 4. Near 4 was good, off 4 not so. Yeah, I agree with Hansi, just nearly.
Next, the rider, as you may see from the flag on his helmet, representing Brazil, is Marlon Zanotelli. He rides a 9-year-old gelding, Colin, who placed 3rd in the 5-star 150 class on day number 1, that was Wednesday, and then 5th in the 5-star Table C yesterday.
Yeah, this is only a 9-year-old gelding, really smart type. Nips across 1 to 2. Takes a 9 to 3. Now back nice and tight to this tall vertical, then swing right-handed. Eight strides to the water tray. 7 up here. Now tight turn back again. This is very neat and tidy, not wasting any time, taking the shortest possible route. Now right hand, bending line again. Big Oxer here, followed by another roll back. And you can see Marlon very neat, very accurate. 4, 5, 6 of the combination. 1 stride, now 2 strides. And now let's see him go to the last one. 5, 6, 7. Super, goes into the lead, I'm sure.
Yeah, great run there. It's 62.37, significant lead, and That's Marlon Zanotelli with Colin S. Brazil.
Yeah, big smile. Knows that's a really smart round. Hasn't rushed his horse off its feet. Kept it well within its comfort zone. But did the numbers everywhere. Left out the strides where he felt comfortable to do so. You can see here, watch his eyes. He's looking for the top rail. Yeah, well deserved, Pat. Colin's a nice, smart horse. Be very useful at that level.
That's always great to see a smile on the rider's face and a nice pat for the horse when they're walking out.
Yeah, it's just the way he did it, really, wasn't it? There was a lovely connection there. Made it look so simple, just floated around the arena. Did the numbers everywhere. Look, Marlon's a world-class rider, we know that, but he'd be very happy with that.
Still early days, 58 left to go, but let's see if that is good enough to win here tonight. 62.37 for Khaled Abdulaziz Al Eid to beat with Racker DMC.
Another 9-year-old by a stallion by Tangelo, who runs stiff, has the back rail on that Oxford at fence number 3, and as a result he's gone wide. Ooh, this horse a little unruly. He really wants to get at the jump. Khalid has to work hard. You can see, watch his body just leaning back, trying to keep the horse off the front rail. And Wrecker then just objects every now and then. He wants to get at it. The rider wants him just to wait a little bit. Again, you can see that's so difficult for the rider to manage that when the horse just gives that bit of a plunge. He's back on an even keel now again. Now he's gone wide. He's gone outside the Mobile XL fence. Now combination. Ooh, moves up. Whoa, steady now for the 2 strides to come out. Very good there. Can he leave it on the 4? He does.
It is just the 4 and 71.29 then. So for Khaled Abdulaziz Al Eid Racker DMC.
Yeah, the horse was very keen at the beginning, wanted to take over and do it his way. Khalid had to work awfully hard, but to be fair to the two of them, they settled into it. Just the slightest little touch of that pole. And then as the round got on, they actually started to relax a little bit more and work together a lot better. Very nice through the combination.
So to France and Jean-Francois Rondeau. This is Flower du Rouet, an 11-year-old gelding, and this rider finished second in the 3-star special 2 phase on Wednesday. France.
By President out of a Dollar de Mure mare, self-Francais bred. She's an 11-year-old now. Great physical type. You can see she's very scopy and light off the ground. We admired her yesterday when we saw her in that class. Has a little rub on that with the water tray, but she gets away with it. Now he opts to jump the right-hand side of the styles and gives himself a little bit more room. Clear round is the name of the game here. Wants to leave all the fences up, has to move up to the Oxer. 7, 8 again to the Oxer, and again you can see comes on the inside, pops the vertical. Mare was very good there. Balances her for the combination, skips the middle part, 2 strides coming out. 7, 8 to the last.
That's a really nice clear round, and 68.50 slots into second place for Jean-Francois Rondeau, Flower du Rouet for France.
Very nicely done. She's a really smart mare. You can love the expression. Her ears pricked. Good technique everywhere. Good here. She just has a little rub on this on the way up. As you can see, there's almost a double take with the horse's body in the air when she saw the water tray. But kept it all together very nicely.
We go to Ali Al-Siach and Vendigo di San Tommaso. This 10-year-old gelding. It's my Vigo to Aris Solis and goes for Kuwait.
Sets off to the first fence. Let's see what the body language is telling us. Yeah, moves across. Nice and straight. Not taking too many risks early in the track. It's fair to say he's had the front and the back rail of that fence. Has a gag snaffle on the horse, big ring on the snaffle bridle. Horse just towing him a little bit. So he's gone nice and wide here on the rollback. He knows he has the fence down, just educate his horse now. Good on the oxer here. Now stays on a nice even pattern, moves up to another oxer. Knows he's had a fence down, so he's opted to go outside the ExxonMobil oxer. Now, has that as well, now sets up for the combination. You can hear him using his voice. That gets in nicely. Whoa. Little rub on the way out. Last fence coming up. He's on 8 falls.
Clears the last. It is going to be then the 8 falls for Ali and Vindigo di San Tommaso for Kuwait.
Yeah, that's the fence he had down then. That's just before the combination. Just left a toe on that as well.
Seems happy enough with that.
Finished up okay, jumped the combination well, jumped the last fence very well.
Well, we continue on here to Abdulaziz Wahad Alid and Q-Laden. This 10-year-old stallion is by Presley Boy. Rides for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
10-year-old stallion by Presley Boy. Eight strides, 1 to 2. This is a big striding horse, covers the ground. Real big, powerful canter. Now jumps straight. Keeps coming through the corner, away from the pocket. Don't let the horse look out the gate. Eight strides. 7 strides. He jumps the left-hand option. And he's neat back here, to be fair. D-ring snaffle on the horse. Good control. 6 strides on that distance. And good on the 7 there. That's nice and brave. Lets the horse travel down the distance. Knows he's a big stride. Now he's going to have to pop this and anchor for the 6. Well ridden. Gets in nicely. Support him now. This is a smart round. Now come up the inside. Get home here in the 7 if you can. Good lad.
Yeah, that's a really good round. It's 2 1/4 approximately seconds slower than the leading time, but good enough to go into second place for Abdulaziz Wahad Alid Q-Laden.
Yeah, very smart performance. Really nice horse. He's only a 10-year-old. Early in the season. Lovely big stride, lovely physical presence about the horse. There we can see just that D-ring snaffle, but lovely balance between horse and rider, good combination, very neat and tidy everywhere.
Sami Ghazwan for the Kingdom of for the Kingdom of Bahrain, and Cassiano the second.
Yeah, this is a 15-year-old. Whoops, misunderstanding. Fence has been knocked, the bell is gone. Now it just gives his horse a little patch, just reassures. Not sure what happened here, but I definitely noticed, and I said it when we walked the course, that jumping into the little hospitality area there is quite bright. There's a lot going on at the back of that jump, just about 30 meters from the jump. And you can watch here, I think something just caught the horse's eye. Let's see what happens here now. It represents. Yeah, the horse knows what to ask this time, and he just pops it, not a bother on him. Lovely, big, honourable sort. Now, just wants to get his horse now and pop around here nice and easy. Have a pleasant experience. Whoop, not again, the water tray. Horse has just dried up a little bit on him. By that what I mean, he's just not taking him forward. You can see the rider was having to do a lot of pushing and shoving, and he lost the connection then between. So the horse then very quickly gets a little bit lost and loses his confidence.
Well, 2 refusals here. That means it is elimination. The rider and horse cannot continue, so that is why the bell is rung, and they cannot continue the round. We will proceed with another 50 combinations left to go. We will have an arena maintenance break at the halfway point of this competition. as we move on to Droit Sabre and Cabernet de Fourzed. This 10-year-old gelding is by CSI3 Van Pamal for Portugal.
Very good last night in the big class, got through to the jump off with his top horse. Looked really fresh and put on a serious performance. He picked up a nice paycheck for last night. This is a younger horse, he's only a 10-year-old. You can see the dapple grey hasn't turned white as of yet. He's had that third fence down, unfortunately. That's going to keep him from a payday this evening with this chap. But I'm sure we'll see Duarte in the bigger class after this. Big horse, big stride. You can see Duarte now knows he's at a fence down, so he goes that bit wider. Again, another one of these riders, a real horseman. Makes it as easy as he possibly can for his horse. Sits quiet. The horse has such a big stride, you can see Duarte just having to sit really quiet and just contain the length of stride. Goes outside now on the rollback, no need to come inside. Educate the horse. Now we'll see he has to sit really quiet again down to the combination. Little rub going in, good in the middle, comes out well. And patient to the last fence.
Clears that, but with the knockdown earlier on, is 4 faults for Droit Sabre and Cabernet de Fourzed, 72.04 Portugal.
Yeah, we just see it here as he's out to jump on the second fence coming across the arena. What I think is the third. Oh, the off four just not in tune with the near four. Let it hang in. He'll learn from that though. He'll come back a better horse.
Moving on to a 2-star Grand Prix winner here early on the Doha Equestrian Tour of 2026. For Great Britain, it's Ollie Fletcher with a 12-year-old gelding by Comme Il Faut. This is Cassius.
Yeah, Ollie's been going well on the tour. Nice string of horses now. We see him with Pocahontas yesterday. He'll be back again later on this evening. This in the 12-year-old gelding. Sets off a real purpose here now. He's not hanging around. Letting the horse travel. Of course, very careful on the vertical. And gets his leg onto this big oxer. 6, 7 strides. Percentage turn there, didn't come too tight, didn't risk too much, but didn't hang around either. Now you can see just getting a little bit more, a little bit quicker, just getting more into it. Very tight back here. He's on the inside track, taking a bit of a chance here, gets away with it. Now combination coming up. I'll keep an eye on the clock. Not good enough to trouble the leader, but he'll definitely put himself up there, thereabouts. Last fence.
Clears that, and 66.36 is 4 seconds slower than the leading time, so that is good enough to put Ollie Fletcher into third with a beautiful clear there for Cassius, Great Britain.
Good technique there. You can see the horse just opens his back end. Good in front, really smart type of a horse. You can see good expression. Ollie gives him a good pat. Happy with that.
To a German rider and Frederica Stack with Zanzibar Gold, this 8-year-old gelding by Staccato Gold.
Yeah, this could be one of the horses we were talking about, you know, a potential Grand Prix horse just being produced here. Getting a great opportunity to come here to Doha, use the tour, educate this horse. You can see physically it's a real good type, great canter. Carries himself naturally very, very well. Little sheepskin noseband on him. More of a precaution, I think, at this stage of his career. Seems to be quite still and really accepting of the bridle. Frederica does a lovely job. You can see she's very accomplished. Technically really smart. Presents her horse every time to the fence the right way. And just see how she just moves the horse off her leg there to get straight to the oxer. Yeah, she's gone outside here. This is only a young horse. This is a production evening. Great opportunity. Get into the big arena, and she's really giving this guy a super spin around here. Watch him, he skips through the combination. Little rub on the way out. I think that's just because his stride is so big at this stage. Oh.
That's that last fence down with a time penalty as well over the time allowed of 75 seconds, ever so slightly, 75.04, total of 5 for Federica Stack and Zanzibar Gold, Germany.
Yeah, not really sure what happened there. He was foot perfect all the way around. Frederica's not too bothered. She knows she's got a proper potential Grand Prix horse on her hands. Very neat in the combination. We'll just see it again here in the replay. Catches it behind. Just didn't get his hind end out of the way in time.
Well, we continue with the German athletes and go to the world number 36 in the Longines world rankings. He placed 7th in the 5-star competition on day number 1 at a height of 1.50 meter. Riding Jardessa is Christian Alman.
Yeah, this is a 12-year-old, so it's not really in here for experience. It's in here for fitting, get back into the ring, get it competitive, not hanging around. Sets up on a really good pace. You can see Jardessa is very extravagant in the air. It strides. That big water train, there's a little bit of water in it, and I think with the bright lights, I think it's had a couple of horses this evening. Again, Christian cantered down to it really positive, put the horse in the right space. We'll see it here very quickly. Everything looks really good, looks good, looks good, looks good. Whoa. You can see the horse just dropped his head as he was about to take off. And when he did then, he just looked at that water train. Now, the bell didn't go, so the clock is still running. Christian has just regrouped and represented, and he's carried on. He doesn't go back to jump that fence again because the judges have adjudged that he actually did jump it. He didn't jump much of it, but they say he did jump some of it.
Sometimes that can be better than stopping, adding the 4 faults plus the 6 seconds, and can be more cruel or more penalties awarded that way.
Well, I suppose he didn't stop, to be fair.
Yeah.
He actually jumped it. He did stop on this occasion, though. He's come out to the side of it. The bell is gone.
Well, that is his second refusal, which means it is elimination here this evening for Christian Alman and Jardessa.
Not sure what happened here. Jardessa everything looks fine. Again, he's come down. Something's caught his eye. Confidence is gone. Christian will go back and review it all, get him checked out, see what the story is. Something that's just spooked that horse a little bit. I think he's very careful when he had the poles down at the water tray. It's probably just unnerved him.
We go now to the winner of the Prix Remise Cellier last week at His Highness the Emir's Sword Show. This is Harry Charles, and he rides Fighting Phil, 9-year-old gelding for Great Britain.
By Kuehner Dobolinski. Out of a contender mare. Good big type, you can see. No brow brand. Flat noseband. Minimalist approach. Horse obviously very sensitive. You can see Harry just sits really nice and quiet. He's not quick enough to be a contender for a podium on this guy. Again, just wants to get into the ring. Educate this 9-year-old. Elevate her bit on him. But just say no brow banding. And also notice the headband on the bridle is further back on the horse's neck. Obviously sensitive around his ears. They have his forelock plaited as well. Oh, different horses like different things, and it's amazing the work and effort that both the riders and the grooms will go to just to find out what makes these horses the most comfortable. Popping around here, you can see the clock down the bottom. He's not interested in the time. It's all about the performance. Very smart horse. Come to the combination. And just watch Harry. Technically superb. 10 out of 10 there for riding. Just sits so quiet. Supports his horse. So balanced.
Yeah, it's perfect in terms of the accuracy, but over the time allowed with that steady pace. So just the 3 picked up purposely there for Harry Charles Fighting Phil, Great Britain.
There you go, a really good shot of the horse's head there, and that nice little bridle setup that he has on him. You can see, look how far back the brow band is. It's almost at the top of his neck, really, and not at the back of his ears.
We go now to one for the state of Qatar. This is Levester, a 10-year-old mare by Elvis the Pooch. But riding this is a rider that placed 4th this week on day number 1 in the 3-star special 2 phase. Is Sheikh Fahad Jassim Al Thani.
8 strides, 1 to 2. Starts off on a good positive rhythm. Mare has the back rail down. She's a 10-year-old by Elvis Repute. Now, water tray under this. Has caught a few out already. She has the front rail down. Now, which of the styles? He's picking the right-hand side. Gives him a little bit more room on his roll back to the vertical. Five, 6. 7 strides to the oxer, reaches a little bit for it, but she gets it. Back to the vertical. Now 6 strides up to the combination. Good in. A little rub in the middle. Good coming out. Last fence coming up. 2 fences down, unfortunately. Going to keep him off the leaders board.
Yeah, 8 false then is the score and total for Sheikh Fahad Jassim Al Thani Levester for the state of Qatar.
Very good in the combination. You can see, look, she even crosses her front legs a little bit in the air. But she's very smart. Pity she had those fences down.
Well, about 8:30 finish for this first competition, and then 9:30 is the start of the 5-star class. But don't forget, 12:45 Qatari time is the start for the jump and drive. We go to the USA's Eve Jobs with Canadillo.
10-year-old stallion by Cannon, out of a Canadillo mare. Just added him up to get his name. Really smart type of horse. You can see lovely expression, carries himself beautifully, and there gets into the air, just uses himself again. Very smart here. Now we're moving up around the corner. Eve means business this evening. Gets that oxer out of the way. And now put to the styles. Jumps to the left hand one. That'll give her the shortest route back on the turn back. Yep, pushes through the corner. Yeah, and he's answers the question very well. Now stay on the pattern here. 5, 6, 7, 8. That'll help you on the turn back. You can see really light on his feet. Executes this. Now 6 strides up here. Moves up. Now sits quiet. Support. Whoa, whoa. Good boy. 1, 2 strides. Look left. Go left. Just move up around the corner. This could be there or thereabouts.
It's quick. It's really quick. And into the lead, 61.10 for the United States of America. Canadillo, Eve Jobs.
Very smart, very good from the very beginning. This is a beautiful horse. You can see so light on his feet. Well done to the rider. She really grabbed this class by the scruff of the neck. She was very positive everywhere. You can see she pushed through the corners. There, landed on the inside, but at the same time, she put him in the right place every time.
Well, we will continue after that wonderful performance to a man that knows all about winning here in the Longines Arena. Rides Electric Blue P, and a rider you had a chat with before the start of the competition for Austria, the world number 19, Max Kuehner.
Yeah, his horse has had a break, so it's come back now, and he's going to use these few shows to get his horse back into the ring. We had a little chat about what the summer will hold for him, and obviously the World Equestrian Games in Aachen is going to be his big aim for this year, and we would expect Max to be on that Austrian team. He's been probably the first name on the start list. I'm sure if I was the selector, he'd be the one I'd be putting down first. He can go in any place. He can have all 4 of them, really.
If only.
He's a so outstanding athlete. Ranked number 19 in the world. Has a proper string of horses now as well, but this is his top mount. We won't see him jump the Grand Prix here this week. He's in the 3-star class. He's on a building program, but look at that. It's there you go. That's a championship horse performing here, and what a pleasure it is to see him.
Yeah, really nice run there, 64.93. He's done his job with a clear there. Max Kuehner, Electric Blue P.
Yeah, look, you can't beat match practice. It's not 150, it's a 145 track. I won't say it's easy for the horse, but it's definitely very comfortable for him. You know, this horse can jump a big 160 track, but like any athlete, he needs to be fit and ready. And when he's been expected to perform at that level, he needs to build up to it, and that's what we've just witnessed.
We move on to a rider that's finished 6th on day number 1 in the 5-star 1-round speed. A 6th in yesterday's 3-star 1-round speed. Let's see what he can do here tonight. It's Khaled Al-Mobti with Diamond Girl, an 8-year-old mare by De Montesime for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Tom, maybe it's also worth noting that when we're talking about Electric Blue and getting match fitness and bringing the stamina level up, it still is so early in the year and early in the season, and this is a great way to have some jumping 3, 5-star and also some 1-star level as well here in Doha.
Yeah, there's huge discussions going on with all the chef de keeps and managers and everybody, you know, making their plans. They're all out talking to their riders. Jessica Chesney is doing the same. Jessica Curtin, I should say, is doing the same with all the Irish riders, making a plan for the year. And I'm sure, like every selector and chef in any sport, you want to chat to your athletes and see where they are in their preparation, and you need them peaking at the right time. And I suppose that's the big secret to success at any sport, is being in the top form at the right time. And for that to happen, you know, these horses will have a specific program, do certain classes, and I'm sure to be selected you need to be able to get in there and jump some of the big cups. So there's a chance that he might jump some of the earlier cups, show his form, show his quality, and then maybe have a little bit of a break, freshen up before the championships. So there is no doubt, but they will have a fairly sophisticated plan mapped out for the whole year. Unfortunately, Khalid here has had a fence down.
Yeah, it will be 4 falls here tonight then for Khaled Al-Mobti and Diamond Girl for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
Nice horse. It's only an 8-year-old, part of the whole program. Very smart there, and that's a decent oxer, good 145. And the 8-year-old that can jump it like that has a lot of potential.
Well, onwards we go to Denmark's Caroline Rehoff Patterson as she rides this 12-year-old stallion. It's Menconvio PS.
One of a few very smart horses this young athlete has brought here for a couple of weeks. We'll see her compete the big classes. She jumped around the Emir Sword for a fence down last Friday. She's going to build on that. A young athlete who's already made her senior championship debut last year. A lot for her to look forward to. And I'm sure it's another one appreciating the opportunity to get into these big rings early in the year, get some good rounds under your belt. I'm sure it will set you up for the rest of the season. Now this is not going too tight, just keeping a nice rhythm. You can see again, look at the physicality of this horse. He's a big striding, big jumping horse. Just using the opportunity now to get him into the ring and again build on that fitness, build on that match practice. Waits on the 6 into the combination, and look at the horse's ears, just really keen, wants to get on with the job. Caroline just has to balance and support him.
Well over the line, and nice clear there, 66.86 is good enough to rank 6th at this early stage. For Caroline Rehoff Patterson and Menconvio PS, Denmark.
Yeah, job done. Nice round under his belt. Take a box and then just move on to the next plan. Be interested to see what she's doing over the next couple of weeks. She's on a team for the GCL. She'll be competing here at that.
And that kicks off in Doha here in, what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
4th to the 6th.
So we continue to Edwina Tops-Alexander. She's the #1 ranked Australian rider in the world with Iron Dam's Sedano, this 12-year-old gelding for Australia.
This is one of my up-and-coming horses for the future. 12-year-old, previously ridden. This is a new ride for Edwina. She picked up this horse at the back end of last year. Physically, he's a real specimen, but what I'm so impressed with is how light he is off the ground. They're really setting up a really strong partnership now. Whoa, high over that Oxer. Now jumps to left-hand side. You can see huge scope. Goes nice and wide. Good on the Oxer. 7, 8. Now goes outside to the vertical, but now we're going to have to sit nice and quiet on the 6 here. That's well done. Sits up. Whoa. Pop in. 1 stride, 2 strides. Last fence coming up. Time is not an issue. It's all about the performance here again.
Yeah, really nice clear there. And 73.83, that's just good enough to rank into 9th, so a really steady clear there. Nicely done by Edwina Tops-Alexander.
You just watch this horse. Great technique, huge power. Look at the height he gives over that fence. And there, this is a decent Oxer with the water tray. If in doubt, go high. You love that reaction.
Shongho Wang for Taipei. This is Desandro Blue. Will next take on the challenge to beat Eve Jobs' time of 61.10 with this 9-year-old stallion.
Picks up a nice canter. Has the front rail down, unfortunately. That's going to shorten his evening for him. And has another one. Just gets a little bit at the jump here now. The rider just needs to settle it all down. There we go. Horse, you can see, is very keen. Ooh. It's just difficult when the horse is this fresh. Not really listening to the rider and taking his instructions. The rider's doing everything he can just to keep him a bit of space in front of the jump. Now let's see what he does here. Oh, he respects that a lot better. Now this Oxer again. You can see the Oxers in particular, he jumps very well. He backs off them a little bit more. He's just a little bit too brave at the verticals. Now needs to settle into it. There we go, that's a lot better now. Coming to the combination. A little leg on, going in. And he keeps the balance a lot better there. You can see the horse controlled himself and held himself.
Well, first and last fence down, it's a total of 16 though. 4 down in total for Shang Hoang and Desandro Blue in the time of 74.89 for Chinese Taipei.
Not to be this evening.
Well, we still have 38 to jump, and we're 10 away from a halfway point, of which we will take an arena maintenance break, but we will have some analysis at that point also. Niels Bruynseels ready to go. He got into the jump off last night, just picked up a 4 faults. We ended up in the top 10. He goes for Belgium, riding Credibles Van Hit Leidenhof Z.
Little bit of a bump on the second fence. This horse has plenty of experience as a 12-year-old mare. Now he's very neat and tidy here now. He's not going to hang around. 7 strides. Yeah, you can see, look, he's trying here now. Not wasting any space there. Just keeps it organized to the oxer. 8 strides again. Now he's neat back. This is where he's choosing to make up as much time as he possibly can. Jumps that on the angle. Up to the combination. We'll have to have a look at the clock and see what we think. Could be in contention. Will he get home in time? He's been very neat and tidy every place. He's just going to be outside it, I'm afraid.
It's quick, but not quick enough. It's 2 seconds slower. Great round by Niels Bruynseels and Incredibles. Van Hedge-Ledenhoff said to rank 3rd, Belgium.
Very neat all the way through. Was very tight on the turnbacks. Opted not to go and leave out too many strides around the track. Just kept the mare nicely connected. I say just went on the inside line everywhere that he could, but didn't let her off the bridle. So a very neat, calculated, tactical round.
This is one of the riders that has been competing here from January, part of the 10-week Doha Equestrian Tour, riding Qashqai SB. The 10-year-old stallion is Italy's Roberto Primepower.
This man is used to winning classes. He's very competitive. He wouldn't mind getting his nose in front. Adds up a stride there, just makes sure he wants to jump that, and then you can see he's very quick back here to this vertical. Leg on, little stall off the ground. Again, another horse that had a look at the water tray. That's put pay to his chances this evening. So you can see the pace automatically slows up now once he knows he's had a fence down. Not going to let his horse idle, but just not at the same urgency that we would have seen earlier on. Yeah, he's gone wide to this vertical, and now up to the combination. Little encouragement. Moves the front rail down as well. Yeah, the horse just a little bit backed up in this ring. You can see he's just having to do a little bit more work than we would normally see.
We'll finish with a total of 8 there in 68.98. Roberto Primepower and Qashqai SB para Italia.
Just see here, just comes off the ground, and then you see how he kicks out behind horses in the air. When I think he saw that look, just get a little bit of encouragement here to the combination. And again, just had an extra look when he was coming off the ground, and those two resulting in his 8 faults.
We return to the riders from the region here, and Iraqi rider Zayed Ali. This is Kuehner van de Maltehoeve. This 10-year-old mare is by El Tero the Muse. This is Zayed Ali. Well, not forgetting that we have CHI, so 3 disciplines here in Alshaqab: dressage, power dressage, and this show jumping. You can find some of the clips available across the network.
Starts off nicely, pick up a good canter. Oh, again, 3rd fence has claimed another victim. The positioning of that fence just makes it that little bit more difficult to jump. It's 2-meter long poles, quite narrow fence. Good shot to the oxer with the water tray. You can see the rider really put his leg on, made sure the horse was engaged. Big oxer. Now is he going to go outside? Yeah. No, changes his mind. He's going to come inside. He's going to do a little bit of training. Pops that quite well. He's going to add up a stride here to the combination and drift it a bit right. Pops in, 2 strides. Very good. Last fence coming up.
Clears that, so will just be the 4 faults then in 67.55 for Zayed Ali and Kuehner van de Maltehoeve, Iraq.
Yeah, just had that front rail, no particular excuse for it. This is down into the combination. Popped this very nicely. Must watch the horse's ears. He's listening to the rider, taking it all on board.
Inshallah, the next rider goes clear, as the 13-year-old gelding is also called or titled Inshallah. This is for Kuwait, Ali Kafori.
13-year-old gelding by Nabab Derev out of a Clinton mare.
Top 7 performance in yesterday's 3-star 2-phase competition. So let's see if he can produce a clear here.
Big tall horse. You can see, I think if you were to put a measuring stick on him, he's over the 17 hands high from what is my guess. Jumps this on the angle. Plenty of experience at this level. Yeah. Again, the water tray coming into play just distracts the horse, got him to look down, made a mistake. So now you can see he's going wide. Just floats up the distance. This guy covers so much ground. But to be fair, when he gets to the jump, he's very nimble, he's light on his feet. A little bit of a rub on the vertical before the combination. Now just walks up to the combination. Skips down through it, good support, helps the horse coming out. You can see this guy's so tall, he looks like he's almost stepping over that jump.
That's a good performance, but just picks up the one down. So that's 4 faults for Ali Al Kafori and 68.55 with Inshallah.
This is a decent oxer. The water tray again, you can almost see the horse look into it. And that's what the trap is. Bit of water in there now doesn't help the horses. And obviously the lights then is just accentuating the brightness.
Well, we go down to the previous recipient of His Highness the Emir's swords last year. She had a super fight or performance to retain it this year. She goes now with My Lady La Vista. She's had 2 top 10 performances this week alone, including second in Wednesday's 5-star 150 one-round speed. It's Jana Frederica Meyer Zimmermann for Germany, with an unfortunate start there, 4 faults at the first fence.
Yeah, my Lady La Vista, 12-year-old by my Lord Qatar. Not going to happen this evening for her. Very competitive lady. Winner of some of the biggest classes in the world. And as you say, last year's winner of the Emir Sword, not to happen this time. So you can see she's just taking her time now and just using the opportunity like some of the other riders just to get in, and I'm not saying schooling, but just go for a little bit of match practice. Waits. And this mare has load of scope. You can see she's very good on the jump. Really super technique as well. And Jana turns up, using the opportunity to practice that roll back. Into the combination, she's sitting nice and quiet now. 1.45 m, it's a good class. I mean, they're not small fences, to be fair. And yet you can see the really good horses make it look easy.
Yeah, he falls there, and the time is 70.05. Jana Frederica Meyer Zimmermann with My Lady La Vista for Germany. In fact, it's just the 10 clears, Tom, so 37% clearance rate. So there is plenty going clear still.
Yeah, we have a good quality field. That's the first fence. Here's the last. So first and last fence is down on this occasion for this athlete.
Bigger things to come for her, including not forgetting 2 Grand Prix here tomorrow, which will be broadcast on the network. Adam Tamar Hamouda, this is Denver, the 11-year-old gelding by Don Dorado, Egypt.
Nine strides, 1 to 2. You can see this young rider rides with quite a long rein, allowing the horse to use himself. Pops the vertical very nicely. Just keep a nice even canter. Using his experience there with the water tray, not getting distracted. Jumps to right-hand option on the style. Goes 6 and 7 there, really lets the horse open his stride pattern, cover the ground, turns back again, sticking to the plan, waits quietly up to the combination. Now a little bit of help coming out. Horse didn't appreciate it, unfortunately.
8 falls, 69.08. Adam Tamer Hamouda with Denver for Egypt. Well, we still have 32 left to go, and after combination number 34, that's Mega Mossignier, we will take that break. As you can see, slightest knock there. One of the fences down for that young man as he leaves the arena under these bright lights of the Longines arena of Alshaqab. The next rider is also representing Egypt, Mustafa El Hussein Issa with Clint Z. 9-year-old stallion owns and rides.
Picks up the canter, gets up into the top corner. He's going to turn left now and come down by those hospitality tables to this first jump, which is a formidable enough obstacle for the first fence. Gets the horses up into the air, then a bending line left. Okay, onto a nice rhythm. Now bending line right to this oxer that faces into the stand. Been on the ground quite a bit. You can hear him using his voice, just get a little click to the horse, just get him up to speed. Jumping on the angle again, and then bends right, push forward. Yeah. Now, there's a roll back here. Just get everything tidied up again. Four, 5, 6 strides. 6, 7, 8. You can see how nimble the horse is. He just drifts right very, very quickly. He's gone outside, gone wide back to this vertical. Has it down all the same into the combination. Support on the last bit. Horse is very good there. Last fence coming up. He's on one fence down.
Yeah, it was good right up until that final part there, 72.22. On the slower side as well, with just the 4 falls for Mustafa El Hussein Issa.
Here you can see just as slight as the little touches on fence 10, just rubs it out and just rolls it out of the cup. Good behind there, you can see the horse just hinged lovely behind the saddle and opened his hind legs.
Well, the top 3 at the moment, Eve Jobs leads at 61.10. Second is Marlon Zanotelli in 62.37. And Niels Bruynseels, 63.13 is third. We go to Fawaz Al-Shamari. This is Balanita, the 11-year-old mare. No breeding recorded on this for Kuwait.
Very active horse. You can see she wants to get on. It gives a little bit of a buck there after jumping the second fence. Not to be at the third. And now settles into it again. You can see the mare swishes her tail quite a bit. Give him a bit of a buck as well. Now jumps the right-hand option of the style. She's a bit of a handful to ride, this lady. You can see she's wiggles around the place quite a lot. Fawaz really has his workout out here to try and stay nice and accurate, so he opts to go wider to this vertical. Now just stay on the rhythm down to the 6, into the combination, back rail. Ooh, there you are. Mind, don't push the bridle off. Now decision to be made. You can hear the bell has been rung, so arena party get in there and try and repair everything as quick as they can. We'll have to see what he decides to do here. Just had the back rail down on the way in, and then that just upset the balance. And then there was 1 stride to the second fence, which is the vertical. Looks like we're going to represent here. Here he comes. It's in. Oh, same again.
Well, with the 2 stops there at the triple combination, not quite liking that at all was Balanita. It means elimination for the Kuwaiti rider, Fawaz Al-Shamari.
Yeah, I just caught the back rail coming in the second time as well, and that just lose the balance, wasn't able to take a proper full stride, and then there's no chance to jump in the second part.
Well, that is the stadium that we are in. It is an amphitheatre for the equestrian sport, a coliseum of modern standards, and a great and wonderful night of entertainment ahead of us. Hussein Al-Khafari is the next rider to take the challenge on with J.K. Saint-Henrive, this 10-year-old stallion. And he also rides for Kuwait with just 2 to the arena maintenance break.
That's us up there in the top corner in our commentary position. There's a gorgeous big horse. Look at the lovely shine on his coat. Real presence about him. Picks up a very nice canter now. Let's see, will he come down on the 8 strides? Sets up like he's going to go 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. Now keep coming. 6, 7, 8. Get your turn, right turn. This looks very smart. Good riding. You can see as soon as he lands, he's moving away and then steadies at the end of the line. Now pause, now leg on, get the power, don't let the horse look down. Jump the left hand option, please. No, he's gone for the right hand option. That's going to cost him a second or 2, but he powers through the corner. Horse is really brave. Now bending line right, big oxer. Now turn back here. You can hear a little bit of encouragement from the stands. Whoa, makes an adjustment. Oh, horse picks up out of his hand. That was really well done. Up on the 6. Now slow down. Whoa, whoa, whoa. 2 strides. Look for the last fence. You have to jump it.
Well, the last 2 fences go 62.96. That would have been a time good enough to go into 3rd place for a rider that finished 4th in the 3-star 2-phase competition earlier this week. Such a shame, as that is a great effort with J.K. Saint-Henrive, Hassan Al-Khafari, Kuwait.
Yeah, lovely horse. He answered all the questions. Got in here, lovely. Not sure what happened here. You can just see he took a big stride on the 2nd stride and had the slightest of rubs. And then I think just once he'd had that fence down, horse was a little bit unsure on the back rail there. This is the slightest of rubs again. Look, you can just see he drops away in those safety cups. Unfortunate.
Well, we have just received word, just withdrawals from start number 33, so we will in fact move to the last to go before the arena maintenance break, and that's Megan Mossignier, Kamjo Z. This lady finished 3rd in the big 5-star feature class on Wednesday, day number 1 of this week's show. For France,
she's naturally very forward. She has that lovely forward French style, lets her horses travel and run. So she's done the numbers on the first 2 fences, and you can just watch the body language again. Just lets the horse travel away from the back of the jump. And now press at the end. You can see beautiful riding again. Megan has been exemplary for the last couple of weeks that we've seen her here. Now very neat back. She's jumped the left-hand option. That'll save her a second. This guy has a big stride. She's using it to good effect. 6, 7, 8. Now get that inside turn. Again, look at the rider. Eye on the fence. Pushes through the corner. We've seen her do this so well. Last week at the Emir Sword, and this week again. Now balance here. Look at that. It's like she's doing grid works at home. Now last fence coming up. Not maybe quick enough, but a really good effort.
Time to beat 61.10. It stops at 62.57. She's pleased with that, as Megan Mossignier with Kamjo Z goes into rank 3rd for France. Well, definitely the accuracy there right from the get-go. A good pace set off with that 10-year-old stallion by Kenan, and really good scope over those oxers. Already turning the head before she even lands. She meant business, and she looks to the big screen there as we replayed that round. Well, that is the halfway point of the competition, and that is the standings at the moment. Eve Jobs leads, with Marlon Zanotelli in second, and now Megan Mossinier slots into third. Further down the line, Niels Bruynseels, Abdulaziz Fahd Alaid, and Max Kuehner. That's the top 6 here at the CHI of Alshaqab, presented by Longines. But don't go anywhere, as we have some highlights coming up next.
Well, we are at the halfway point in this 3-star speed competition. Of course, the opening class on day 3 of CHI Alshaqab, presented by Longines. And it certainly has been an exciting one so far. A good number of clears, and some of these riders very much with a foot to the floor. Somebody who knows exactly what it takes to perform in this particular competition is Ollie Fletcher, and I'm thrilled to have him join us in the studio. Ollie, welcome to our studio. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having me.
Now, talk to us about this performance, because a good clear from you today.
Yeah, the horse jumped fantastic. I was really happy with him. He was jumping careful, and he has the Grand Prix tomorrow, so it was a nice, confident building round, and he's been very good in the Grand Prix here the last few times, so hopefully we can say the same tomorrow.
And how does these 3 stars play into your plan for the week? You know, you've got some 5 stars here as well. Talk to us about that.
It's a lot of money. It's 100,000 euros, so it's definitely one of the big ones to aim for. Yeah. I've been lucky enough, I think 3 times double clear in it, so we'll try and do that again tomorrow. This horse has been very consistent in that class. I think he's happy at that level and confident, so we're going to try and build on that and have a nice result tomorrow.
Fantastic. We look forward to seeing you in the Grand Prix. Tom Frayne, our analyst, joins us once again. Tom, you've been taking us through all of the action, but a really solid performance there from Ollie.
Yeah, it's great to see. It was beautifully presented to every fence and did a really smart job. It's great when you see the confidence is building with the partnership so early in the season. It must be a great opportunity to do that, to build the partnership up early in the season.
Yeah, he's always had quality. I've had him for a couple of years. He wouldn't be the easiest of mine to ride, but then I have to maintain my own riding and stay very strict on that, so he finds confidence in me to keep on going in the ring and deliver clears.
No, you can really see it building up as the shows are going on, so great job, well done. There's a bit more to it here. It's not all work. There's a little bit of play as well on the time off that you've had. You've been able to play a little bit of golf here, I believe.
We did, yeah. We had a few holes in this afternoon as well during Ramadan, so everyone's complaining about not doing anything in the day, but we're finding it very nice going out on the golf course, playing 9 holes every day.
It's very enjoyable. No, there's a lot going on here. I mean, it's obviously brilliant for the horses, but they've looked after you very well here, I believe.
Yeah, it's a fantastic show. There's nowhere else in the world you want to be right now than here. It's an amazing country, I have to say. The culture is fantastic. The people look after you brilliantly, and it's the sport at the very top.
Well done. It's been brilliant watching you, and best of luck in the rest of the weekend.
Well, Ollie, you've obviously had a great week here this week, but have you been to Doha before? We've seen you here in the past, I believe.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to be here 2 or 3 years ago for the Global. We had a nice show then, and yeah, we're really enjoying our time here. It was amazing facilities back then, and I can only say they've just improved on everything. It's a fantastic venue to be at, and I'm very lucky and happy to be here.
And talk to us about how a show like this fits into your plans for the year as a whole.
Well, it takes up half the year, so we've been here from New Year, and we're staying until April. Amazing to have so many good shows, and the money from the 3-star to the 5-star. I'm lucky I have a few nice horses here and can play around with them in each individual classes, so really enjoying it.
And a lot of people have commented that it's a really good opportunity. You know, you say you're staying here for a good few weeks, but the horses are able to really settle in, and then you can almost build a bit more with them because of that.
Yeah, 100%. You have 5-star back-to-back and then a week off, and it continues for nearly 10 weeks, I believe. And it's so difficult to get into the top shows now, and you can rely on an entry into a 5-star. You don't even have to qualify for the Grand Prix at the moment, so it's a weight off your shoulder in that factor, and we're trying to take full advantage of that.
Well, congratulations on a great round today, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
Well, we turn our attention then back to today's class. Of course, this 3-star speed competition. A horse is just heading into the arena, so I'll hand it back over to Killian Thornton on our broadcast and John Stokes in the arena to take you through the action.
Thank you. As that is the backdrop here of the Longines Arena in Alshaqab in the magnificent Doha, the capital of Qatar. And as you've heard from one of our riders, the hospitality and the experience that we have been offered here in our time has been second to none. The hospitality is just absolutely wonderful. As we get to bask in the sunshine and the heat, while it, for some of us back home, has rained every day in Ireland this year. So wonderful for the likes of Ollie and for some of the team and officials to be able to come out here, but more importantly for the athletes and horses to come out and enjoy 5-star, 3-star, 1-star jumping as the CHI this week continues. Not forgetting we've dressage and para dressage all available across the network. We will show you some of that as we progress. We've really only started the jumping here tonight. We still have about another 6 hours ahead of us. Approximate start time or finish time here tonight will be about 1:30 Qatari time, with the ride and the jump and drive starting at midnight. We're looking forward to that, but Geoffrey Pook gets us back underway with 28 left to go. This is Lavisto, a 10-year-old gelding by Falaise de Muse. Placed second here in one of the big 5-star classes over the last number of weeks, but top 10 performance in the Table C here yesterday. Knocked down at that fence there as he loops round from the in-out gate down that distance into the water jump. Another knockdown. He's sitting on 8 falls so far. Opts for the left-hand side of that. Slows down on the pace, no need to push so forward. Sits on 16 now. If you have just joined us, Eve Jobs leads it in 61.10 as Geffrid has a refusal there going into the first element of the triple combination.
We've seen a couple of horses stop at that this evening, whatever they're looking at. Not like them. Comes back across the arena. There's a few people sitting there, unless there's a little bit of movement that just catches the horse's eyes. This 10-year-old. We could understand a little bit in the top corner where the big screen is, but on that end of the arena shouldn't really be enough there to really distract them.
Well, will be a total of 56 then, with the time of 106.62. Gefrit Buch and Lavisto for Austria.
Just had that fence down early. That's with the water tray. It's been the fence steward up there. The fence has been very, very busy putting that back in the cups.
Well, we proceed to another rider that has had a top 10 performance this week. Jean Saron and Scapino de Balbé, the 12-year-old gelding for France.
First fence down. Going to keep her off the podium this evening. This 12-year-old by Cameron had a staccatos highlight. Really high over that fence. And again on the style you can see a little bit stiff in his jump now. Obviously that fence has just rattled him a little bit, so he's just going up into the air. And he's probably going to settle down a little bit now as he proceeds through the track. Toes are around the corner. You can see he's got quite strong now. Whoop. Runs a bit deep there, but does well to back off it now. The combination and pop the middle part and really hold him for the last part. Has a rub, then catches it behind.
It will be a total of 8 then for Jean Saron and 66.36 Scapino Balbé for France. Just a slight little rub of that front rail there.
Yeah, you can just see there he just punches that rail out on the way up. This is a horse we've seen ridden last year by Christian Kukuk, and before that by Richard Vogel. Just a change of rider now, and just going to take a little bit of time to kind of settle that partnership. But no better place for them to find to work all of that out.
Well, that's some of the crowd that have gathered here. We have a number of coffee shops actually just located rings or arena side. Great to see some young faces enjoying the sport here this evening. Duke of Huverems said this 8-year-old stallion goes with Qatar's Rashid Toran Ali Al Mari.
Pops the first 2 fences very nicely. 8-year-old stallion by Di Montesemoli out of a Van Gogh mare. Lovely presence, you can see. Covers the ground. Great energy in the canter. Whoa, and look at that for technique, but also really scopy over that big oxer. This is another one of these young horses you love to see coming out in these 3-star competitions. A potential Grand Prix horse, potential championship horse in the making, I suggest. You'd love to have him in your stable. If in doubt, go high. Really athletic as well, you can see. Great use of himself, nimble on his feet, light through the corner. And there, look, he shortens up front of that jump so well. Now watch him through the combination. Beautiful. Whoa. Last fence coming up. We can put this guy in the truck. I'll bring him home. Thank you very much.
Well, the last a slow faller as well of that front rail. It's 4 faults in 70.40 for Rashid Toran Ali Al Mari for Qatar, what Duke of Huverems said.
Yeah, load him up, I'll still have him. Yeah, gorgeous horse. Beautiful specimen. Look at that.
Let's see.
Here we go, this is the last fence.
Yeah.
Whoa, how late is that? And even went back towards the takeoff side. An unusual pole. I didn't actually see him touch it at all.
No.
But not to be this evening.
He'll look at that on the replay, I'm sure to see, as we go to Syed Saad, rides King's Guard, a 10-year-old stallion for Egypt.
Picks up a really good canter to start off with. He can come down on the 8 strides very easily if he chooses to do so now. 7, 8. He could have actually got there in 7. This guy has a monstrous stride. Look how he covers the ground. Again, just up into that hospitality area. The big rangy horse. The power in the canter. Huge jump over that Oxford with the water tray. Great effort from the horse then to back off at the stile. That has gone nice and wide here. This guy's maybe not the speedy merchant around those corners. He's a big striding, big jumping horse, and that's what he's going to use. Five, 6 has to wait on that distance. Now skips for the 2 strides here. Yeah, and the horse very good in front. Comes to the last fence.
Yeah, that's a nice round there. Just 1 on the ground, so it will be 4 faults in total for Side Sant and King's Guard, 71.84 Egypt.
This is early in the track. It's the 3rd fence. It's not the widest Oxford, but it just toes him in there a little bit. He was very good everywhere else. This is into the combination. Very neat here. Just watch the technique, particularly on the last fence. Really good with his shoulder. Hinges behind.
So the world number 46 in the Longines World Rankings for Switzerland, Nadia Peter Steiner, who placed 5th in the big feature class here on Wednesday, goes with this 10-year-old mare, tailor-made via Conthara.
Yeah, by Casalco. This has the pedigree, the credentials. If she wants to let this one run, she can be a contender. It's only a 10-year-old. Has a little bump on that rail. Now, just the body language again. Yes, neat and tidy, but it's not super quick. 8 strides. If you're going to threaten our leader, you're going to have to do something special. You've got to be really neat back in this turn back, as tight as you possibly can. Eve's horse is very quick across the ground. Wasn't particularly into leaving out strides, but just knows that our horse covers the ground very quickly in the foot race. He's a really smart horse. It's going to be a couple of seconds by my reckoning off the leader. Down to the combination. Very intelligent mare. You can see ears pricked the whole time, looking for the next fence. Last fence.
Nice clear there. That's clear out number 12 and 66.92. Ranks into 9th for Nadia Peter Steiner for Switzerland with tailor-made via Conthara.
Yeah, to get on the leaderboard, you're really going to have to be smart all the way from the very beginning. We'll know straight away anybody who's going to threaten our leaders. They won't be able to warm into the class or work it up as they go through. They're going to have to start from flag fall, really take the advantage from the very beginning and try and get your nose in front and stay there. To be fair to our leaders, they were good all the way through. There's not too much that they've left out there.
Well, Ismail Osama El Bore is ready to take on the track with an 8-year-old mare. It's Gin Lady Tivoli Z for Egypt. And Tom, we still have some big names coming up. The likes of Peter Davis, Lara Tria, Emanuele Guardiano, Millie Allen, and even Kristen van der Veen.
Yeah, there's definitely a few of those that won't be found wanting. 3 of those in particular I expect to really have a go at it. Oh, I wouldn't be. But they will have to be very good if they're going to take our leader off her top spot. She was very smart all the way through, really used that beautiful athletic horse that she has. Oh, it has a second fence down, very neat and tidy. This is only an 8-year-old, just unraveling a little bit now. Has the 12 penalties at this stage. So it goes wide, coming back to the vertical. Combination now. Whoa. You can see him again, has the last part, just got a little bit, and puts his hand up, he's going to retire.
Yeah, the size before jumping that last fence there, it's made Osama El Bore, and Jin Lady typically said will retire. He'll save that for another day. Gives a nice little pat there as he trots towards the in-out gate, representing Egypt. Well, as we say, we still have plenty to go. 22, in fact. Estimated finish time here is 8:45, so that's 20:45 local Qatari time.
Pops in nicely to the combination. The last part just a little bit loose in the jump.
Well, this man was the winner of the 3-star two-phase competition on day number 1. Had a top 8 performance in the table C 5-star yesterday. While in Nico for Turkiya, Hassan Santurk.
Yeah, Hassan won't be found wanting. He's very, very competitive. He's been thereabouts in a lot of classes in the last couple of weeks. This horse looks a picture. Nico, by numero uno, 13-year-old now, knows his job. Ooh, backs off lovely there now. Needs to be light on his feet, keep the balance through the corner. Hassan's very good. This is looking very smart. 4, 5, 6, 7. Stay on the right-hand side. And again, you just see he's a bigger horse, big striding horse, who's gone that little bit wider. I don't think he's going to trouble our leader. He's not too far away. Whoa, 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 whoa. Again, Hassan has to work hard to keep him off that back rail. He's such a big striding horse. Last jump here.
He's not too far away. He's clear in 63.56, 2.5 seconds slower. And that performance is great for him as he ranks into 5th at this stage.
Yeah, good effort. You can see this is a big horse. Look at him physically there. He covers a lot of ground. Really big stride. Hassan used that to his best advantage. Difficult for this big guy on those turnbacks. The more nimble, smaller horses, lighter on their feet, they can nip around the corner a little bit quicker than this chap.
Well, 2-1 for the home crowd here in the state of Qatar. Mohammed Said Al Haydan and Adnan Ekadix, the 12-year-old gelding, as our 42nd pairing to step forward in the Longines arena.
It's a 12-year-old gelding. Part of the one and prefix, part of that whole program now. Oh, again, that third fence. Arena Party has to go and replace that for the umpteenth time.
Let me just mention that Wasserman prefix. It's part of a program that's developed for the Qatar riders for their aim and continuation of the development for the next Olympics. As I think Mohammed's just going to check. Yeah, he's dismounting there. Tom, just talk us through.
Yeah, he's not sure what's. So if in doubt, he's decided to get off his horse. Doesn't seem to be anything too untoward, but maybe just gave a little bit of a stinger. You can see the horse just a little bit stiffer, but horse's ears are pricked. He doesn't look too bothered by it. We talk about the safety element here with the light poles and the flat cups and the safety cups. I think this is more precautionary now than anything else. There's a vet outside here. Yeah, he seems to be walking away to find us there now. He's not in a hurry. The horse is quite chilled out and relaxed. He's not at all distressed. You can see his ears are pricked. So the grooms are walking in there now. They'll just lead him on out. But there's plenty of veterinary support here. We'll have a vet on duty, and we have a whole veterinary clinic here on site. So if there is anything untoward, he was going to get immediate care.
Yeah, horse welfare, rider safety at the heart of everything here in Alshaqab, and as you say, Tom, the veterinary team is always on standby, which is a necessity, part of an international show, but also such a big team ensuring welfare and safety, including FEI stewards, the ground jury. The whole team works not just for the competition, but for the safety and welfare of the horses.
Yeah, and well done by Mohammed there. As soon as he thought there was something a little bit awry, he just pulled up, put his hand up, then had to check this horse, and then decided, you know what, just get off. and let us walk his horse out of the arena.
And again, all just precautionary, which is a good thing. So,
yeah, he looks fine by me.
Yeah, so Camacho PS ready to, in fact, has cleared the first fence. It's Nasu Kiali for Jordan.
Yeah, just set up for that fence and was nice and positive towards it. Put his leg on. Horse that didn't respect the front rail sufficiently, just wasn't caught it on the way up. Now he's back on a more concentrated. He's very good on the style. Jumped the right hand side. You can see the horse went very high. Now stays on a good rhythm. This is an 11-year-old gelding by Emar. Or out of a numero uno mare. Settles into it quite nicely now. He's got up on a better rhythm. A little bit. Last fence coming up.
Well, just the 4 faults then in 64.88. That's the round by Jordan's Nasu Kiali Camacho PS.
This is this fence again. We've seen it a few times. There's a little gate underneath it, kind of open on the bottom, so there's not a lot of a ground line there for the horses to work off. I wonder if that's just put their timing off a little bit. Good here through the combination.
To another Jordanian rider, to his brother, in fact, it's Bisha Kiali, and to Wilfredo. This 15-year-old gelding is by Wilfred. As we have under 20 now, just under 20 left to go.
Little bump on the front rail, but he gets away with it. Now stays on a nice rhythm. Wilfredo's a good type for this. You can see light across the ground, nice and nimble, neat in the air. Bashir sitting nice and quiet now, just needs to stay on those inside lines, stay nice and motivated. Good shot there to the Oxford with the water train. Now come on the left hand side here, and now put your eye on the fence, keep riding through the corner, support with the outside rein, leg on. 4, 5, 6, now stay going, leg on again, get that turn if you can, and stay tall. Keep your outside leg, your outside rein. Well done. Now 6 strides up to the combination. This is a contender. Really good support now. Whoa, whoa. And now going jump the last. Needs to gallop a little bit more if he wants to be on the podium.
He's getting cheers, he's getting support in the arena. 62.51 is good enough for Bisha Kiali to rank 3rd.
Yeah, just needed a little bit of time in hand coming up the last line. Not a lot he could do. Really important that he came out of the combination nice and straight. Didn't want to take a chance there. Very good around most of the track here. Gave it a really nice, smart ride all the way through. Young athlete who's done a really good job there.
15-year-old mare approaches the start line by Caprice Ball Malco. It's Butterfly MNL. But in this, Australia's Georgina Harvey-Lazarus, who finished 6th in yesterday's 3-star 1-run speed.
You can see this horse is very active. I think most of that was the wing actually falling, a lot of noise. A lot of crashing, but those wings are quite light. Jumps the Oxford well. So we have the 4 falls now, just stay on that. You can see this horse has the mask. Little red ribbon. The warm-up arena can be quite a busy place. So you have a red ribbon in her brow band, also one in her tail. And you can see this mare, she's very active. Swishes her tail a little bit. But very powerful canter. Elevate her bit in her mouth, back to a single rein. Now steady in the combination here now. Pop in. Whoa. 2 strides now again. Well ridden. Last fence coming up.
Slight rub of that front rail. It remains in position. 2 down as 8 false then for Australia's Georgina Harvey-Lazarus and Butterfly M&L.
Yeah, her fence is downward early in the track. As she got into it then and settled down. This is this third fence again. You can see just caught the wing with her leg. Thankfully, those wings are nice and light. No harm to horse, rider or wing on this occasion. And then it was that style. Once she got into it then, she settled into it. So I think Georgina will be happy when she looks back at the video and sees, you know, as the track went on, she got more proficient, it settled, the partnership improved.
Well, we go back to one of the riders from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. After we go to Iran's Adel Keshavarez. Kaylin B is first to go. And this is 11-year-old mare by Berlin. Out of a Quattro Dam. 17 left here in the Longines arena of Alshaqab. Well, Eve Job still is in the lead, 61.10, proving difficult to beat, Tom.
Very smart round. Going to take something special to take her off the podium. Abdel sets in nicely. We'll see what he does here now. How tight is he going to come back here? Going nice and wide, giving himself a chance to jump a clear round, I think. That's the objective. Big Oxer here now. Good horse, goes high. You can see this mare is a scopy type. She's relying on power more than technique. 3-ring snaffle, single rein. Lovely attitude from this mare. Knows her job. Micklem type bridle, little Pelham, I think, single rein. Simple setup, sorry, triple. Ooh, comes into the combination, has to do a little bit of work. Now, last fence coming up, stays on the clear. Not going to trouble the leaders, but unfortunately.
So disappointment. Even he had to take a look back to confirm that disappointing sound as the back rail falls. It's 4 falls in 67.33. And ALKASS is killing B, Iran.
What a pity. 2 of them have been brilliant all the way through, working together so well. The mare is so honest. There you can see that 3-ring snaffle and the Micklem type bridle. But look at the expression on the mare. She's determined to jump these fences, do the best she can. Brilliant over that big Oxer with the water tray.
To the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia's Moushari Al Harbi. As you can see, he comes in front of the VVIP area and approaches that start line. But high there, a 14-year-old stallion by Nab the Rave.
Real compact horse. You can see he's not super tall, but very powerful. Again, our third fence has claimed another victim. Nice and straight to the vertical, away from the pocket. You can see jumps the middle of it. And again, a really good jump over the Oxer. Now left-hand side. Knows that he's had a fence down, so automatically goes that little bit wider. Good and straight. 4, 5, 6. Now bending line right. And set up for the turn back. It's not really going to matter having had a fence down, but opts to go wider, going outside. Smart horse. Has a fence down again. Combination coming up now. Whoa. Middle part. Yeah, this horse just looks like he probably needs a little bit of time in the ring. Those are more timing mistakes, more issues than anything else. Loads of scope. Nice way of going. Just his timing a little bit out at the moment.
16 and 69.08. Moushari Al Harbi and high there for Saudi Arabia. 14 clears. To get into the top 6, you must beat Hassan Senturk's time of 63.56. Eve Job still leads it, dominating the majority of the time here, sitting in the lead with 61.10, our time to beat. Ibrahim Hani Bishart standing by with Rada Demuse, a 9-year-old mare for Jordan.
Yeah, a little bit like Ollie was saying in the interview. This is a ranking class, and there's a decent prize fund for it. There's a 145. There's 29,000 euros up in the pot here. So there's a nice winner's check for whoever's lucky enough to claim it.
About 7,250 to the winner, so nothing to be sniffed at indeed.
Absolutely. And here we come to the first fence. Ibrahim has ridden a good few horses here over the last few weeks. He's very competitive, very stylish rider. Now, gets a nice rhythm. Keeps it nice and organised to begin with. Get that fence out of the way. Now you can watch the body language. You can see, lets the horse travel through the corner. And a little squeeze, a little press to the jump. Jumps the right-hand option. Going for a tactical clear. It's a 9-year-old mare. Oh, it's again another one and looking for the performance. Neat back here on the roll back. You can see really good position from the rider. Keeps his hands lovely and quiet. Now down to the combination, and again, watch Ibrahim sits beautifully through this. Like it's a training exercise. It's so well done. Good focus to the last fence. Presents the mare beautifully.
Yeah, really great clear there. 66.48. Ibrahim Hani Bishara Tirana Demuse Jordan. He was the winner of the 3-star special 2-phase on day number 1, but opts for the steady clear here tonight.
Yeah, very neat and tidy. You can see didn't cut the corners, wasn't mad competitive, but amazing. Goes into what 10th place there with a very smooth round. And tactical precision round, prioritizing the clear, giving his mare every opportunity to jump all the fences.
To the 50th pairing to come forward in the Longines arena of Alshaqab, and also ranked number 51 in the world, part of the Longines world ranking. This is a 9-year-old stallion by Kornablinsky, Rainbow Vant Zogveld, riding this Belgium's Peter Davis.
He sets up a nice canter to the first fence. Eight strides, 1 to 2. Those big ring gag snaffles must have been on sale. We've seen quite a few of them here over this week and last. Very popular at the moment. The stallion is only a 9-year-old by Kornablinsky out of Vagabond de la Pomme. Beautifully bred, but a gorgeous type. You can see very athletic, light on his feet. This is another performance orientated outing. Moves up here to the Oxer. And Peter again just presents him beautifully to the fence, nice and straight. Now he's turned back here nice and tidy. Just getting the horse used to that option, that he's not surprised the next time he turns him up. And then skips down through the combination beautifully. Last fence coming up, not going to trouble the leaders.
Yeah, beautiful clear there from a beautiful stallion. I must say, one for me as Peter Davis goes clear with Rainbow Vant Zogveld, Belgium, into rank just inside the top 10.
That's how you'd like it to be done. Just lovely and light off the ground. You can see how the horse carries himself. Really pushes off the ground with that hind end, but then matches it up with the physicality and the shape of the jump and the way he can bascule and use his shoulder.
To Chacolon PS and Hamad Al-Hajri, the rider and partnership that produced a really nice clear in yesterday's 3-star 1-round speed. Just ended up outside the top 10. Goes for Kuwait.
Yeah, don't be surprised now if he just winds this up a little bit, or else he's got his eye on the Grand Prix. We'll know after, when he jumps his 3rd fence, what way he's thinking, what his tactics are for this competition. Yeah, he's not in a mad hurry. He's obviously using this to set up for another class. And if you've been very quick in one of these speed classes, it's often very helpful to get back into the ring and slow the thing down, work a little bit on the connection, work a little bit on the control, and then you can come back in the next class for that and you can be competitive again. Very few horses can come back in and gallop day in, day out after each other. So how the riders manage their horses is an additional skill that's necessary for these top class riders.
It's really interesting, that element of our sport, isn't it? You know, the athleticism, but also having to be a business manager and also the manager for all of the horses and stable manager, whatnot. Yes, okay, there's a big team, but it's ultimately the decision of that athlete, you know, going into the arena, what pace they'll go, and those wider decisions for the week.
Yeah, these top riders, you know, they feel so much. They know their horses so well. I mean, they'll take all the information from the grooms, they'll take the information from the trainer. But particularly the established riders, they're the ones who are actually deciding, you know, the direction of travel. They're deciding when the horse is ready for the class, and they're the ones who feed back the majority of the information. You know, we can watch from the outside, and we can tell a certain amount for sure. But it's the athlete up on the horse's back, the two athletes together, and it's that feel, particularly with the experience of some of the senior riders, that really makes that decision-making process.
Well, that's a good steady clear there for Hamad Al-Hajari with 68.80. He ranks into 15th. We have a total of 17 clears. Starting their round is Italy's Emanuele Camilli with Casbea Blue PS.
Another by Casalco. Very interesting stallion. Manuel was very good. He was true to the jump off here in the big class last night. Tall horse. You can see just, you know, just containing the stride, but keeping the horse beautiful and straight all the time. You can see, look, using his outside rein, keeping the horse really connected between leg and hand. This is a big horse. And beautiful balance through the corner. And that really allows the horse to use his scope. Pop the combination, stay nice and straight. Two strides, gives him plenty of support coming out. Last fence coming up. It's not quick, but going for a clear round.
Clear round it is then in 71.32. That is clear for Emanuele Camilli and Casabea Blue PS for the world number 39.
Yeah, again, rider going to be very happy with the performance. This is only a 9-year-old, beautifully bred. Yeah, little puff of the lips. Job well done.
Well, 10 remaining after this lady. She was 4th in the Table C competition yesterday, part of her 5-star jumping. But my word, what a performance she had in the 2-phase 145-star on Wednesday, riding Falco Citormele, Lara Tria, France. Lara Tria, I should say.
Yeah, she's a French winning machine at the moment. She's definitely enjoying her shows. Spent a good bit of time up in our studio chatting about her recent successes. Enjoying it. But again, it's all about the opportunities. She's part of the Ashford Farm program there. She's one of the students. She's Marlon Zanotelli here helping her, and getting advice off that man is surely gold. And again, a super team of horses around her. We saw her here with Sir George winning last week. It was a joy to behold, and then see a young athlete taking on a horse that is and really cementing a relationship with us so quickly in there since they've taken over the ride on that. Pops that really nicely.
64-24. Nicely done there for Lara Tria, and just outside the top 6. Ranks 7th, France.
Yeah, you could see from the body language when she started, this wasn't meant to be the winning round. This was a production round, looking for a performance. get Falco Saint-Armé back into the ring, get it all nice and level, get it all nice and organised again, and set it up for the next big opportunity that's going to present itself in the very near future.
Well, this man has dominated the podium over the last 6 weeks of the Doha Equestrian Tour, including yesterday 2 wins at 3- and 5-star level. He goes with Vasco, 12-year-old stallion by Vivant out of a Chaco Blue mare. Riding this is the world number 48 in the Longines World Rankings for Italy, Emanuele Gaudiano.
He's a winning machine. He hasn't won a class yet today, so I'm sure it's on his list of things to do. I think he does that every morning. First thing when he gets out of bed.
Some positive winning affirmations.
To do, win a few classes.
And it comes through.
Quite regularly. Yeah, look, he's very committed. Has a real strong string of horses as well. And I think the horses are very like him. You can see they're enthusiastic. They want to get on with the job. This is a tall horse, gets that difficult third fence, but watch the body language. He's away very quickly off the back of that. Now, he's not going to leave anything to chance. Big Oxer here, just a little bit of a setup, about 3 strides out. Now he will come on the left-hand option. Yeah, and now he will be so tight back here. Look at this, he's inside everything else. Now jumps it on the angle, knows he's got a load of stride, doesn't worry about it, jumps a little bit from left to right. He's going to do the same here again, right. Lands on the right-hand side, and he's so tight back here. He's getting a little bit worried, I would imagine, but a fence down. She can breathe again. She stays on the podium for another while anyway. Galloping now towards the last fence. On the 4 false, unfortunately. Look at the clock. Would he have been quick enough?
He would have been significantly quicker. That's so impressive. 58.45, just picks off that 4 false. And even after the 4 false, if he pulled back the speed, my word, that was quick.
Yeah, what a pity. He'd done everything here. Just as slight as the touches with the near 4. It's not to be deceiving. He's going to have to wait for the next competition before he can get on the podium.
Well, 4 false then for Emanuele Gaudiano. 58.45 was the time. As we continue to another rider to step forward here in the late stages of the competition for Italy. This is Juan Carlos Garcia and Oliver Twist van der Burghoeve. This 12-year-old gelding is by Nab de Rave out of Cassini Dam, Belgian Warmblood, as the 56th to step forward.
Now sets off with a good gallop. I think this is going to get a little bit helter-skelter now till the end. Juan Carlos Garcia, one of our senior riders, but a very competitive. He's very tactically aware. Our third fence has claimed another victim. What a pity. I'd love to have seen him keep going all the way around. He's real nice. He's a gentleman of the sport. You can see, just slows it all up now. Opts for the right-hand option on the style, and you can see he's going wide here. This is a 12-year-old by Hamad Durev out of a Cassini mare. Ooh, very good on the oxer there, lands lovely and balanced. Juan Carlos showing all his experience here. 4, 5, 6 to the combo. Pops in beautifully. Look at the rider. Just keeps his balance. Helps the horse keep his balance. Now coming to the last fence. A little bump on that front rail.
Remains in the cups, but also over the time allowed. It's 4 for jumping and 1 for time. 76.55 for Italy's Juan Carlos Garcia, Oliver Twist van der Burghoeve.
This is a pity. You can see Juan Carlos doing everything he could. You could see he realized that that wasn't where he wanted to be with the horse. Try to keep him off the front rail.
Now the last, correction, the second last to go for the home crowd here, the home nation of Qatar. Sheikh Ali Khaled Al Thani with Valanzino. This 9-year-old stallion by Vagabond de la Pomme. And out of a Christian Dam, this man is a high performer here, jumping in this 3-star competition. And reminder of the prize fund, €29,000.
Yep, picks up a nice canter to the first fence, just moves up nicely. So 8 strides to 2. Again, that fence is just on the ground again. It's been probably the fence has been knocked some more times than any other in this particular course. Fence placement by our course builder and the use of materials again. You can see it's down the hill a little bit. It's early in the track, but more in particular is the way that it's looking into that hospitality area down there. It just seems to get the horses to lose focus on the top rail. Now back on a really nice even keel here. Unfortunately, the momentum has gone out of the round, so he's not taking any chances, just wants to get it now into the combination. And again, look at that, beautiful down through the combination. Turns left, heads for the last fence.
And the front rail of that goes as well. So along with fence 3, it is a total of 8 for Sheikh Al Khalid, Al Thani and Valanzio for the state of Qatar. Well, we really are entering into the final stages here. So far we've had 19 clears, 7 remain, and that gives us a clearance rate of in around 36%. We're about 20 minutes away from finishing this first class of tonight, but don't forget, we have 2 more competitions coming up tonight. Millie Allen steps forward with Or Damanquino de Javal, this 9-year-old stallion, by De Montesime for Great Britain.
Millie's so competitive. We'll get an indication fairly quickly what our plan is here now. This is a 9-year-old. Moves up to the first fence. This horse is a big stride as well. Yeah, and she jumps this on the angle. Has to trust her horse down here. Yeah, she jumps that, and now you can see she's away. We'll come across the angle here on this, jump it a little bit from right to left, and then bow the line up to the Oxer, leg on. Super ride there from Millie. Just really presented her horse. Now she's on the left-hand side, and you can see she's gone that little bit wider here. Obviously, taking cognizance of the age of the horse and the amount of experience he has, she's deciding that not appropriate just to turn him up really tight. Uses his stride here, lets him canter through the corner. And again, you can see she keeps pushing through the corner, really accurate again. 6 strides up here. Love the expression on this horse. Ears bricked, light on his feet. Last fence coming up.
63.56 to get into the top 6. She would have done that, but the last fence, the back rail down, unfortunately, for Millie Allen or Damanquino de Javal for Great Britain.
Really smart round. She played the percentages all the way through, not crazy back, tight on those turnbacks. Horse had a big stride, so she jumped a few fences on the angles, did what she thought was appropriate, just the last fence there, and he just came down a little bit on the back rail. Very good here early in the track. Look at that, a young horse goes high when he was put under a little bit of pressure in front of that Oxer.
So the last for the home crowd, for the home nation and state of Qatar. Mohammed Abdullah Jama with Watman Kryptonite. Nice clear in yesterday's 3-star 1-round speed. That was at a height of 1.40 meters. Ended up being 15th with the steady clear. Goes with this 11-year-old gelding by My Lord Carthago. Next, Mohammed for Qatar.
Kryptonite, what a great name for a horse. Let's see if he is the magic substance. Another one with the 3rd fence down. What a pity. Looked like he wanted to get that out of the way and then was going to wind it up. No, we just let him jump around now and use this round for a bit of bit of ring practice. Horse is very light on his feet. You can see him skipping around the corner there, enjoying himself. Nice technique over the oxer. Good with his front legs. Again, we watch him here on this oxer. Same again. Just twists a little bit behind. He's gone wide on the turn back, so he's not worried about the time. Nice expression on the horse, you can see. Looking where he's going. Didn't finish his jump sufficiently. Has the back rail to add. Last fence coming up.
Yeah, we'll finish with the 2 down there. So it is 8 falls for Mohammed Abdullah Juma Watman Kryptonite for the state of Qatar.
Here we go. This is this third fence again, and another one bites the dust.
We're down to the last 5.
Good in the combination, but watch that back rail. Was a late falling pole as well. Just clipped it behind on his way down.
That iconic blue jacket of the Watman stud is becoming a regular feature here, not just in Doha but around the world, as we go to a lady that finished top 8 in the jump-off competition yesterday. Was clear in that jump-off, just not quick enough to get into the top 6. It's Belinda Barker Empire for Denmark.
She was our first clear round yesterday in that big class, and she had a brilliant performance. That left her first to go in the jump-off as well. Played the percentages, posted a nice clear round, but there's a few speed merchants after her. And it got very, very quick. But again, this is a lovely example. Really nice type. You can see the dapples on his coat, real shine off him. Very neat and tidy here now. Just keep coming. Nice and tight back. Good position from the rider. Good presentation. 4, 5, 6. You can see plenty stride again. Now just weight it up a little bit here. Trying to set up the turn back, I hope. Now keep coming. Keep turning, keep turning. You have a good shot if you keep going. Well done. 6 strides up here now. Just has to wait a little bit. Now keep the balance, little support. That's very good. Now jump that. Now you can gallop to the last. You're not going to be in the lead, but you'll get a good result.
64.92, ranks just inside the top 10 there. Ranks 9th for Rika Belinda Barker and Empire SBKZ Denmark.
Empire was very good there. You can see he answered all the questions. He's a big striding, powerful horse. You know, maybe not as quick across the ground as some of the smaller, lighter, more athletic types, but a really conscientious jumper. Really works hard to leave the fences. And lovely expression. You can see him just trotting out the ring there, loose rein. Nice to see.
Amer Al Zaini goes with Wilson, this 9-year-old gelding by Plot Blue, and sort of a cruising down for Egypt with 4 remaining.
Wilson's the 9-year-old by Plot Blue out of a cruising mare. Not setting out in too much of a hurry, just going for a clear round. Gets that fence out of the way, and now you can see just changes the body language so slightly, just keeps coming through the corner, just drifted a little bit left there. Now, jump the oxer with the water tray, set sail up to the stile ups for the right-hand side. That pushes him that little bit wider, you can see, on the roll back to the Equine Veterinary Medical Center. A little bit of a bend left to the oxer. Now bending right to the another oxer. Ooh, horse very good. Now he's just missed his inside turn, opting to go outside. Vertical here again. Now 6 strides up to the double. Sends the horse forward, encourages him in. Has the front rail down though. Now last fence coming up, he's on the 4 faults.
Clears that, ends up with 4 faults. Cheering there for him in 71.90 for Amer El Zaini and Wilson, Egypt.
This is the first fence. Horse is very neat and tidy over that. Oh, a little bump on it. I missed that when he did it the first time. Cameraman spotted it. This is up to the combination. Very strong up that line on the 6 strides. Horse needed to back up a little bit more for him. Had the front rail down.
One to watch here is Kristin van der Veen as she gets ready to go. The world number 44 with Bull Runs Mary for the United States of America.
Very competitive. Won the Hamptons Classic there recently, last year, the year before. She's well used to going quick. Normally based in Florida. Has come over here to the Doha Tour this year, and she's made it a very successful visit. She's been very, very competitive. Has that trademark very quick American style. She jumped the right-hand side of that now, which if she goes to win this, I'm going to have to ask her what the thinking behind that was. Unfortunately, she's had the vertical down, so we won't get her back in the studio. But you can see she's just naturally fast, neat back on the roll back here. Would have definitely been in contention if we'd left all the fences in the cups, but hasn't to beat this evening. Now pops out of the combination, gallops to the last. Not sure she knows she's had a fence down.
Well, last fence down as well. She looks over towards the big screen there. There's definitely disappointment for Kristin van der Veen. Bull Runs Mary. It is a total of 8 for the USA.
But when you look at the time, she had it. This is a very quick round. She finishes up on 60.93. That would have been quick enough if the fences had stayed where they're supposed to be. But this is a table A class. You need a clear round and then quick.
Well, we're really into the final stages as we will wait for the next combination. And we have the 3 left to go. Let's maybe just discuss that, Tom. She has opted for the right-hand side. I think maybe to create a bigger radius to come tighter to that vertical. But you think if she opted for the left hand, she could have went even tighter to it?
Yeah, look, different horses. It's a big striding mare for me. Normally the quickest route from 2 points is the shortest, but it's all about keeping the horses balanced. I'm not going to question that lady. She's a prolific winner.
Absolutely.
We didn't get to jump the fence after the turn, unfortunately, and if she had, but her time was really, really quick, so it was working for her and her horse. But look, we're all different, and that's what makes the world go round.
Yeah, it's great to see so much diversity in the field here tonight as we come to the final 2 left to go, and Abdullah Alshaqab will get us underway as the 3rd last to go, I believe. He rides Valentino, 12-year-old gelding, and the latest recipient of His Highness the Emir's Sword for 2026. He's ranked 56 in the world. Abdullah Alshaqab for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, sets off at the gallop to the first fence, and he's already trying to leave out strides from 1 to 2, and he has done so. Brave here, keeps going. He just slows down at the end. That was very clever. Now jumps that on the angle, turns right-handed, water tray underneath this, gets a nice press up to that. Now let's see, is he going to go left or right? He's taken my option. He's on the left-hand side and automatically turning. What a brilliant turn back. This has to be very quick. Jumps on the angle, comes up to the next oxer, just sets up the turn back again. You can see carries the momentum through the corner. Unfortunately, that fence is in the way, but he's going to keep coming here now. I think he's well up on the time. He can still nearly do it if he keeps going. Horse backs up. Whoa, that pole is gone. What a slow falling pole in the middle of the combination. Keep an eye on the clock. Even with that, what a pity.
Even with that stop, a 61.34. That's an incredible performance there by Abdullah. Just so unfortunate going into the triple combination there. That middle element goes. Abdullah Alshaqab, Valentino for Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, he really had set this round up from the very beginning. He was so fast on the first part of the course that he actually had a little bit of time left in hand, and that's what allowed him to recover from that. He got into the combination here. I'm really surprised we had the middle part down. Oh, it's the slightest of rubs. What a pity. Gallops to the last. Was he quick enough? No, just outside it.
Just outside, with Christopher Claysoner now approaching the start, riding this 9-year-old stallion that's by Casal. It's high class, Germany.
Great name for a horse. He looks the part. He's by Casal. This is a very talented rider. You can see real stylist, beautiful position on the horse. Lands again, you can see another one of these guys. As soon as he lands, he gets his leg on, sends his horse forward, and looks for his distance. And then he's lovely and calm in front of the jump. You could see the body language on the way down to that boxer. He really was working hard to try and set it up properly. Little bit of a misunderstanding between himself and the horse. He's on the 4 falls, so we slow it all down now. There's no need to be rushing anymore. Any result has gone with that beautiful technique over that oxer. Watch him here again. So straight, so balanced. And you can see he's going wider. You can hear this horse. He's got a pair of overreach boots on, and that's just making noise as the horse's front feet hit the ground. They're designed there to make sure he doesn't overreach. Back rail gone in the combination as well. I didn't expect that. Last fence coming up.
So 2 down is 8 faults and 70.14 for Christopher Claysoner and high class Germany.
You can see just making an alteration on the way down there with the water tray at the bottom. Just didn't all work out for this partnership. Back rail in the combination, just the slightest of touches on the way down. And then skipped out really easy.
Well, we're down to the last competitor. Let's see what Jeda Bossou goes like with Cool Paradise S. This 13-year-old gelding by Claramo is the only one to knock, or to be in with a chance to knock, Eve Jobs off that top spot, as she is last to go with a time to beat of 61.10 for Italy.
13-year-old by Claramo. First fence down, we have a winner. Pops the oxer, but has the front rail down as well. We're on the 8 faults. Oh, now not sure what's happened here, but just came around the corner and just spun around. He did well to actually keep the partnership intact. Let the horse actually see himself on the big screen and want to admire himself. I'm not sure, but there you can see represents absolutely no issue the second time. Something caught his eye. Oh, good over the oxer. There's so much around the arena here, and I think we've seen a couple of occasions this evening where the horses have either been distracted or looked at the wrong thing. Pops the vertical. He's on 12 faults now at this stage, so she just wants to keep it all steady the ship, get a little bit of confidence in both in the horse. Goes wide here again. Vertical, then up to the combination. 4, 5, 6 in nicely. Good horse in the middle, nicely ridden out. Last fence coming up. Congratulations to our winner. It was a brilliant round. She put it up to everybody. She deserves her top spot.
Yeah, it's a total of 29 then for Jeda Bossou. Cool Paradise S, Italy, in 91.02. Well, a huge congratulations to our winner here. The first competition of day number 3 of Tour 6 here in the Doha Equestrian Tour. There's the CHI of Alshaqab, presented by Longines. And well done to Eve Jobs, the fastest clear with a real precise and carefully driven performance. The dust settles on day 3 and the leaderboard tells the story of this speed competition. 65 combinations took on the Maestro Ulano Vithasani's course, but in the end, in the Stars and Stripes flying, it is the Stars and Stripes flying highest. She rode with composure. That is certainly what we're looking for here in the speed competition. Navigated this 1.45 m track with great precision, and once again is on the podium here tonight. She didn't just beat the clock, she was A through and through winner. Well done to her. Behind every rider is a great team, and I'm sure that they are all pleased with her win here this evening. Not forgetting we have our 5-star 1-round speeds coming up, along with later on at 1:45 midnight Qatari time. We will start the ride and drive competition. Take a breath, because in a short while the Giants return for that 5-star competition. It's an American victory to open the night. Let's see what else is to come. Don't go anywhere. We have some highlights and studio analysis coming up in just a moment.
Congratulations, what a brilliant result. Tell me a bit about your round.
Thank you very much. I just tried to keep it smooth, and he's naturally a very quick horse, so it worked out.
And how long have you had Canandillo, and how has he been going this tour?
I got him at the start of the year from my husband Harry, who produced him so well, and he's been really great. Yeah, he's given it a go at many classes and lucky enough to get a win.
It's been great watching you over the last few weeks. You're 4th in the rankings, and you've got the Grand Prix on tomorrow. What are your plans?
I actually am taking the week off with my main horse, Canto Bruno, this week, so I'll just be watching tomorrow, but he's been amazing, and it's been such a lovely time being here.
And are you going to be here for the rest of the tour?
Yep, we're here until the beginning of April.
Well, congratulations once again.
Well, a great win there for Eve Jobs. Huge congratulations to her, taking the win by more than a second, which is actually quite some feat considering how well attended this class was. All of those riders absolutely with a foot to the floor. Of course, tonight it's all about speed. 2 speed classes for you. We've just rounded out the 3-star competition, and very shortly we'll be bringing you the 5-star speed class as well. Big prize money on offer for that competition. Once again, Tom Frayne has joined us in the studio down from his commentary position. Tom, very solid performance there from Eve, and we were just hearing she's 4th in the Doha Equestrian Tour standings, and well deserved to be in that position.
Absolutely, that was a lovely performance. Her horse was really attentive. You could see the relationship they had together. It was very, very smooth all the way through. The horse is really blood and light across the ground, and she used that to great effect. It was very neat and tidy, and it deserved, she was a well-deserving winner.
Absolutely, and a great set of riders in that competition, and a great set anticipated in the 5-star. Of course, we will take a bit of a closer look at that later on. But isn't it great to have so many of these big names also bringing forward these up-and-coming horses in the 3-stars?
Yeah, that's one of the special things here, is that we've the 5-star class on. We've got all the big superstars, established horses competing at that level. But this 3-stars are giving the young riders, the young horses, the senior riders, bringing on young horses. It's a whole melting pot of the sport here in front of us. That was a decent 145 track. You know, it was definitely anything but a giveaway, and any horse who jumped around it, you know, even with a fence down. In the commentary, we were talking a lot about the performance, maybe not the result in a lot of cases. You know, we had some people for sure were looking for a result. A lot of people were definitely more interested in the performance that the horses were going to give them. I think a lot of people will be disappointed when maybe having a fence down, but when they go back and look at it, I think they'll be very happy with the way that they met the challenge, the way their horses jumped. There was plenty of opportunities for those horses to show us their ability and their potential.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great to have those younger horse classes and be able to see these up-and-coming stars of the future. But something else a lot of our riders have commented on, particularly we've heard some of the dressage riders comment on this today. They've said it's a bit like a championships here. You know, they're able to compete in the same venue as the show jumping riders, and it really gives them a different feel. And of course, in a championship year, that can be an important experience.
Yeah, look, we're all horse people. We all enjoy horses, you know, be riding them, be watching them, and it's amazing, you know, when we go to these opportunities where we're all in the same arenas and we're all in the same vicinity, how everybody supports everybody. The jumpers are watching the dressage riders, the dressage riders are watching the jumpers. You know, we're all supporting the paras. There's a great little, you know, you see the different nations gathering together, supporting each other, because we all know each other from at home as well. So again, when we get here, it's just the CHI is a great format. I really enjoy coming here for this particular weekend because it's great to meet up with our other fellow competitors from slightly different disciplines and appreciate what they do. And remember, we've Olympic medalists here as well from the dressage and the paras.
Absolutely, we really do have the best of the best here at CHI Alshaqab, presented by Longines. But I am hearing that the horses are already into the arena, ready for their prize-giving ceremony. So I'll hand down to John Stokes to take you through that presentation.
Hang around.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome in your winner of tonight's three-star one-round against the clock for the United States of America with Cannondillo. It's Eve Jobs.
نستقبل الآن أيها السيدات والسادة الحضور الكرام لمراسم تتويج الأبطال للمركز الأول الولايات المتحدة الأمريكية إيف جوبز. السيدات والسادة الحضور الكرام، يرجى الوقوف في حال القدرة احتراما لعزف النشيد الوطني للبلد الفائز إيف جوبز الولايات المتحدة الأمريكية.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, if able, be upstanding for the national anthem of tonight's winner, Eve Jobs, the United States of America. I am delighted to welcome forward sports manager Salman Al-Swedi to make the presentation of awards tonight for the three-star one round against the clock, as we congratulate your winner tonight for the USA, Cannondillo and Eve Jobs.
بكل فخر واعتزاز نحظى بحضور المدير الرياضي السيد سالمين سلطان السويدي لتكريم الأبطال من مسابقة متر و45 سنتيمتر. ألف مبروك إيف جوبز، المركز الأول الولايات المتحدة الأمريكية.
The brilliant Brazilian takes second place tonight. Colin S4, Marlon Zanotelli.
تهانينا للمركز الثاني البرازيل مارلون مادولو زاناتولي والجواد كولين S4.
Congratulations in third. For Jordan, it's Wilfredo and Bisha Kayali.
المملكة الأردنية الهاشمية بشر كيالي والجواد والفريدو.
She's back in the lineup once more here in Alshaqab. Well done in fourth. For France, Candouzed, Megan Moissonnier.
تهانينا الآن للمركز الرابع فرنسا ميغان موزوني والجواد كاندوزيد.
And congratulations in fifth. For Belgium, Credibilis, Van Het Lindenhof-Said and Niels Bruynseels.
ألف مبروك للمركز الخامس بلجيكا نيلز برونسليس والجواد كريديبيليس.
Our grateful thanks to sports manager Salman Al-Swaidi for stepping forward and presenting the awards for tonight's three-star one round against the clock. But the victory tonight goes to the United States of America. Send her on her way. Your winner tonight, Canandillo and Eve Jobs.
لنحتفل الآن ونصفق لأبطال ونجوم 3 نجوم متر و45 سنتيمتر. إيف جوبز الولايات المتحدة الأمريكية.
The USA's Eve Jobs, Brazil's Marlon Zanotelli, for Jordan, Bisha Kayali, France's Megan Moissonnier, and Belgium's Niels Bruynseels.
Great aerial view there of this stunning facility, of course, the Alshaqab Equestrian Centre, and it is the stage for CHI Alshaqab this week. Well, we've just rounded out our three-star speed class, a very, very interesting competition won by Eve Jobs, and we look forward to speaking to her shortly. But Tom Frayne is with me again as well. Now, Tom, let's take a look at the list of riders and horses that we had in that three-star competition, because some up-and-coming names, as well as some established horses that perhaps are just having a little bit of a step back from the top level.
Yeah, it's early in the season, so the likes of Max Kuehner has brought Electric Blue out here this evening. It's early in the season for him. It's only his second show. So great opportunity to come in here, jump a very nicely presented course, 1.45 meter, not anything but a giveaway, but yet not putting the horse under a lot of pressure. And we spoke a little bit in the commentary about, you know, the work that the riders have to do to set these horses up for the long season that's ahead. Max is obviously looking at hopefully going to the World Championships with that particular horse. So that's a long road. There's a lot of training, a lot of preparation to be done before he's going to get there. And this is one step on that journey.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we are absolutely thrilled to see Eve Jobs has managed to join us, and we'll thank her so much for her time. Of course, she's just come out of her prize-giving ceremony, first win of the week. But of course, she's been performing very well here so far, this Doha Equestrian Tour. Eve, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me.
Now, talk to us a little bit about your partnership with this horse. We heard you just say now he's a relatively new one for you.
Yeah, I just got him at the beginning of the year. But my husband Harry produced him all last year, so I knew the horse quite well. And he's been great. Yeah, he's lovely to ride.
And how did you build your partnership with him? It looks like this has been a great tour for you to do that.
Yeah, no, the tour here has been great, especially like they have a wide range of classes, and we got comfortable with each other quite quickly, and everything's been going great.
Fantastic. Now, Tom, it was a real standout performance, wasn't it, there?
Yeah, congratulations. It was expertly produced today. You nailed the class. I saw you walking the course earlier on with Peter Charles, with your father-in-law. It must be great to have somebody with that much experience in your corner giving you a bit of advice. You looked like you hatched a really clever plan and pulled it off and executed wonderfully.
Yeah, he's amazing to work with, and it's really helpful to have someone on the ground that has so much experience like that. I really owe a lot of how I'm riding to him.
Yeah, well, your plan today was executed beautifully. Thank you so much. What's your plan with this horse going forward? I mean, you have a lot of classes here, you have a lot of options.
I think I'll keep him in the 145s, kind of between the 3-star and the 5-star. That seems to be where he's most comfortable, and maybe a 150 speed here and there as well.
Yeah, he's only a 10-year-old. He's got a really bright future ahead of him.
Yeah, I'm very excited to have him.
He looks like a really sweet horse to ride. He looks very, very intelligent.
Yeah, no, he is. He's quite forward moving, and he's naturally very quick. And he's very willing, very brave. Yeah, he's lovely.
You have a few very nice horses with you. How many are you riding this weekend?
Just the one this weekend, actually.
Quiet weekend.
Yeah.
And how many have you got here for the tour?
I have 3 here.
Oh, that's lovely. So you're really enjoying the performances. We've really enjoyed watching you last week. That lovely style that you have, the position, it's brilliant to watch. It's a great example to any other young riders that are coming through. Anybody who's watching on television and looking on the links must really, look up to you now at this stage, I think, to be fair. Thank you so much. You're an inspiration.
Oh, that's very kind. I really appreciate it.
Eve, thinking about your career so far, you've been on some great teams for Team USA. How does coming to a venue like this compare to some of the other experiences you've had? Because you've competed on some real world stages.
I mean, this is up there with the best of them for sure. Everything here has been amazing, and the support from everyone who puts on the show and the public and everything, it's amazing to be here. I'm very, very happy that we're spending the winter here.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for joining us. It's been great to have you, and we look forward to seeing you later on.
Thank you very much.
Well done. It was a joy to watch. Thank you.
Well, we say thank you so much to Eve Jobs, and of course, huge congratulations on tonight's win. But we have a few moments to go before we bring you the 5-star speed class. That's one of our feature classes of the day, but we'll say goodnight for now, and do join us again very shortly as we take you up to the start of that 5-star class of the day.
Longines, elegance is an attitude.